Continue that against an old friend turned foe on the mound for the New York Yankees. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Game 2 of this 4-game series. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Joe Ali is our host and producer, and Tom Young and Luke Schwadron are our technical directors. Toronto Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Midland and Sturgeon Falls. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com. Canada's #1 rust protection. Marcus Stroman makes his third start at Rogers Center as an opponent after 6 impressive seasons with the Blue Jays to begin his career. The All-Star and Gold Glover has hit some bumps in the road lately, though, but his opponent, Yusei Kikuchi, has as well for Toronto. Kikuchi has first pitch coming up next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, streaming on the Sportsnet app, sportsnet.ca, and across the Sportsnet radio network.
Not tomorrow, not someday. The home improvements begin today. It's game on with Timber Mart. Build that deck, raise that fence, landscape till your property is beautiful. Don't pay for 12 months on the Timber Mart Deferred Payment Program. Your locally owned, completely Canadian hub of building and renovation expertise. Get your Timber Mart credit card at participating locations and pay later. 12 months later. Conditions apply. Ask in-store for details or apply at timbermart.ca.
When Blue Jays starter Kevin Gossman is on the mound, you hear a lot of pops at Rogers Center. The pop of the ball hitting the catcher's mitt. The pop of the crowd as they cheer on another Gossman strikeout. But most importantly for Goss, the pop of his bubble gum.
Swing and a miss, got him on the splitter again. One of the best at his craft.
Gossman loves his gum, so be one of the first 15,000 fans on Wednesday, July 3rd, and get your Kevin Gossman bubble gum.
By a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Barrios retires 7 in a row
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
What I remember about Stroh, obviously what he did on the mound, and then kind of, personality that he does have.
Listen, I've been following you for a while, man. Bottom line is you get your A swing off and generate a lot of pop.
I just want to go
I'm getting this A to B.
Oh, man. Straight to the ball, barrel. Hitting the ball is the hardest thing to do. I'm a person from 0-0. I'm looking for spin. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look for spin, but I'm going to time up a fastball. 0-0. If you spin it, I'm swinging. Like, if you spin it in the middle, I'm going to destroy it.
Well, back here in the top of the 4th, it's going to be birthday boy, Jose Ramirez.
Get out! Gets into one. It is
Get out of here!
It is deep and it is gone. Holy mackerel! That was at least halfway up the bleachers for Jose Ramirez. His 24th home run of the year, and the birthday boy will celebrate indeed. That thing was lobbered.
He's no stranger to home runs on his birthday.
430 plus feet. There it is, 2000, a milestone moment for a Pittsburgh icon back home.
How good is it that they can enjoy that here in Pittsburgh?
Man, it's hard to even speak right now. What a beautiful thing.
What a wonderful achievement for Andrew McCutcheon. 2,000 career hits, and to do that in a Pirate uniform.
That's what means the most right there.
pitches. Anticipation to see what...
Oh, goodness! That ball had a family! In game 2, his first home run. A 2-run bomb.
John, that wasn't just a home run. That ball almost exited the ballpark.
The hardest hit ball by a Red this year. It brought everyone to their feet. Smashed to right center. First big league hit, and here he goes. Lightning speed. De La Cruz up to second. A stand-up double. That was 112 off the bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This kid is electric. First career double, first career base hit.
Nickname Polar Bear.
Guerrero is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'll bat third. DHing and hitting fourth will be Justin Turner. In right field, batting fifth is George Springer. Dalton Varsho will bat sixth and play center field. Behind the plate is Danny Jansen. He'll bat seventh. Addison Barger will bat eighth and play left field. And batting ninth is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He'll play third base. On the mound for the Jays is Yusei Kikuchi.
33-year-old from Morioka, Japan, is about to make his 17th start of the year. A 4-7 record, an ERA of 4 exactly, 86 strikeouts and 20 walks in 83 and a third innings pitched. It's been a slide recently for Kikuchi, who in his last start only went 2+ innings. In the third inning, he was pulled after a rain delay in Cleveland, but he had already given up 8 hits and only recorded 6 outs, and his ERA has ballooned over the last 5-6 starts.
Yeah, in his last 2 starts, he's given up 15 hits, 9 earned runs. But the most alarming thing to me is only 1 walk in those two starts. So that means he's just throwing pitches very hittable over the heart of the plate, and they are just doing damage against his off-speed pitches, against his fastballs. He really needs to locate today.
Kikuchi about to face Anthony Volpe in the first inning, which is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. The Blue Jays in their dark night mode uniforms. Yankees in the road grays. Volpe in the righty batter's box. Kikuchi kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is swatted away foul. 0-1. Time of the first pitch today, 7:08 Eastern. The roof is closed at Rogers Center. It was open, but it's gotten pretty chilly. 21 degrees Celsius, but it feels colder than that here in downtown Toronto. Clouds overhead. The 0-1. Bounce to the plate.
And I can't recall Yusei ever doing this, but he's wearing different colored socks. One red and one white.
Might not be on purpose. Happens to the best of us.
I would hope it's on purpose.
1-1. Called strike at the knees, a good slider. It's 1-2. For Kikuchi, it's a 4-seam fastball, a curve, a slider, and a changeup. Lefty rocks back and releases. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That one in the dirt. Jansen steps inside the line, throws down to first, and it's the slider that gets Anthony Volpe to start Kikuchi's day.
Well, I guess those multicolored socks are working because he was nasty against Volpe right there. Got ahead quickly, and then he threw that slider down almost right behind home plate. Volpe swings over the top of it.
So 1 out and Juan Soto up. First left-on-left matchup of 2 for Kikuchi today. Infield shifts to the pull the pitch. Inside at 98.
Soto's staring out at Kikuchi like he meant to do that. Come on.
I think that's just Juan Soto.
That's just theater for Juan Soto?
He's doing Juan. The 1-0. Slider. The 1-0. Soto batting an even 300, 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 19 homers this year. Kikuchi will ask for a new ball. Aaron Judge on deck. Kikuchi's 2-0. Foul tipped into the glove. Big swing by Soto, but he only gets a small piece of the slider, 2-1.
Well, I think Kikuchi got lucky right there. That slider was over the inside part of the plate. And And Juan Soto just missed it.
Soto, the 2022 Home Run Derby champ. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Powers the fastball past him. Soto punching his left hip. It's 2-2. Over 36,000 yesterday, and another good crowd here today to start Game 2 against the Yankees. One out, top of the first, the 2-2. Foul tipped off of Danny Jansen. It rolls away toward the first base dugout. Kikuchi looking in. Looks down for a moment. He's set at the belt. Rocks and delivers. Check swing. Missed down and in. Threw the curveball that time. It's a full count. Unusually quiet day for Soto yesterday. 0 for 3 with a walk. Also struck out twice. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball hit softly to first. Fielded by Guerrero. He will race Soto to the bag himself. And he gets there in time. 2 down. We're here in the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. 2 outs, no score, nobody on top of the first. And 6'7" center fielder Aaron Judge steps in. One tap of the plate, and Judge points the bat up toward the roof. Kikuchi's pitch. Swinging a broken bat grounder, foul, third base side, 0-1. Judge checking the bat. He'll take a walk, though. Home plate umpire Clint Vondrak is going to dust off the plate. It's crew chief DJ Rayburn umping first, Tom Hanahan at second, Jeremy Rehak at third. Judge applying a little bit of grip to the middle of that bat. Now takes the walk back to home plate. If it was quiet for Soto yesterday, it was silent for Judge. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Leads the Yankees with a .304 batting average. Leads Major League Baseball with 30 homers, but he cuts and misses at a slider, and Kikuchi's ahead of him, 0-2.
That was nasty right there. The first pitch up at the hands at about 97. That was a good slider below the strike zone.
Rogers center getting loud. Kikuchi's 2-strike pitch. Bounce to the plate. Threw the changeup for, I believe, the first time today. Let's skip that one in front of home plate. Judge laid off without a thought. Now the 1-2. Bounced it to the plate again. Threw the slider this time. But once again, Judge didn't budge.
Yeah, both those pitches, though, started out of the strike zone. So Judge, such a good eye, such a good hitter. He's not going to offer at those pitches. 60 walks this year for Aaron Judge. Would lead most teams unless you have Juan Soto as well. 2-2. A little bit down and away, a better changeup, but again, Judge was wise to it. He takes, it's a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Kikuchi kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 97 in on the hands. He gets Judge to end a 1-2-3 first. Bo Bichette will lead off for the Blue Jays in a scoreless game. Bottom of the first coming up next. You're listening to
There's a ball driven to deep left field, up and gone to the home run court. Jose Ramirez, home run number 7. There's another long fly ball. Deep center field, and gone to into Souvenir City. Career home run number 200 for Jose. Right field, Ref Snyder back. He's going to wave goodbye. It's the first 3-homer game in the career of Jose Ramirez.
And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Marcus Stroman shrugging his shoulders behind the mound. The former Blue Jay walks to the top of the hill, says some words to himself, and gets ready to go in the bottom of the first at Rogers Center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. No score, Blue Jays and Yankees. Stroman's first pitch. Bo Bichette will take it. Called strike 1. 17th start this season for the righty Stroman. 7-3 record, 3.15 earned run average. 0-1. Outside. Righty from Medford, New York on Long Island. Stands 5'7", 33 years old in his 10th major league season. The 1-1. Outside again, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, I love watching Marcus Stroman pitch, not because of the showmanship, but more because he knows how to pitch. He's so fun to watch, kind of navigate lineups. Doesn't really have overpowering stuff, but a ton of movement.
2-1. Bichette swings and fouls back a fastball. 2-2. There was the four-seamer from Stroman at 89 miles an hour. His sinker is going to be his most used pitch, like Chris mentioned off the top of the broadcast. He will throw the cutter and slider a lot as well. Has a big slurve and a splitter he uses to lefties. 2-2. Check swing just outside that time with the slurve or the slider. Pardon me, that one was the slider. It's full count. Quick into the 3-2, and Stroman misses down and away, a full count. And that's something he'll do, too. He'll vary up the speed, not just when there are guys on base, but he'll have hesitations. He'll go quickly. Blue Jays fans saw that a lot in his 6 years in Toronto.
Yeah, that last pitch right there wasn't really close, though.
No, maybe not to his benefit, mixing up the speed there.
No, he snatched the baseball out of the air from Trevino.
First pitch to Spencer Horwitz, low ball 1. And this is an interesting thing when you look at Stroman's year, which has been a good one by the basic numbers. His walks, though, are up, his strikeouts are down, and he's given up more homers than last year. 1-0 pitch is hit well, left field, racing back Verdugo, stops in front of the track and makes the catch, 1 out.
And when you specifically look at the strikeout rate and the walk rate, if you have a high walk rate and low strikeout rate, that generally is not a good thing. I feel like Stroman maybe has gotten a little bit lucky this season, but every time I've seen him throw, he's looked great. So
he has pitched very well against the Blue Jays. Here's his first pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vlad with a bloop RBI double and then a home run yesterday, 2 for 5. Hitting .289 on the year, 16 doubles, 11 homers. Bichette leads off first, throw back to first, and he dives back in safe. That was a big lead for Bo Bichette.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Bo is thinking about swiping second base here. It's a good time to go.
Well, a couple starts ago for Stroman, he faced the Red Sox. They stole 9 times on him and Trevino, 6 on him in the game, but 9 total. Vlad swings and pops it up foul, first base side. J.D. Davis running toward the dugout. It's how to play foul. 0-2. So they stole 9 times in the game, did the Red Sox. 6 of those came when Stroman was on the mound. It's a lot more about Trevino, it seems, than Stroman, but clearly the Red Sox found something they liked, running a ton on Stroman. Bo Bichette this year has 4 stolen bases. He's been caught once. 1 out, no score, bottom of the first. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. facing an 0-2 count. Turn and throw over to first again. Bichette dives in, this time without a tag from J.D. Davis. That was the second look of this plate appearance, so Bo maybe can get a little bit more aggressive. 3.5 step lead, and Bichette getting closer and closer to second. Takes off on the 0-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow left field. Bo will retreat to first. LeMahieu called off by Volpe, the shortstop, who catches it right near the left field line for the second out. So Bo was going, but he had to stop midway.
Yeah, and Bo had that bag stolen, but that pitch was almost right down the middle, so Vlad had to swing at it. Unfortunately, he pops it up.
Bit of a hung slurve that Guerrero just got under. So now the Blue Jays' first-round pick in 2012 out of Duke, Marcus Stroman, will face Justin Turner with 2 outs and a runner on first. Right on right, the pitch. Swing and a bouncer right side through the 3-4 hole into right field. Bichette went hard around second, but decides to stick there. It's a base hit for Turner, and 2 on for the Blue Jays with 2 outs.
Well, there was a gigantic hole on the right side of that infield. J.D. Davis was holding on Bo at first base, and Gleyber Torres was almost right behind second base. Justin Turner, such a smart hitter, takes that fastball on the outside part of the plate and just hits a little dribbler into right field.
And that sets up the man of the hour, George Springer. 3 home runs in his last 2 games. Comes up here with runners on first and second, no score, and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Stroman from the first base side of the rubber, kicks and releases. Check swing, pitch was outside, 1-0. Springer 6 for 8 overall in the last 2 games with the 3 homers and 8 RBIs. 1-0. Called a strike, and that is a gift of a call. That pitch was both low and outside, but it's 1-1.
Well, as hard as it is to hit that sinker that moves all over the plates, it's pretty hard to ump those types of pitchers as well.
1-1. Certainly down and away, called a ball, 2-1.
But you were correct, though. That was not a strike.
That wasn't all that
was
close.
both outside and low.
Yeah. Bichette on second, Turner leading off first, staring at Bo. The 2-1. Check swing. And again called a strike on a pitch that's really just not that close. I mean, there have been 4 pitches, and none of the 4 have been that close, yet it's 2-2.
And immediately, George Springer turned away, walked outside of that box, and was almost screaming.
2-2 pitch, fought off foul. Springer has to swing at that pitch that was off the plate outside because that's closer than 2 of the strikes that have been called. But he hits it into the seats to stay alive. John Schneider's at the top step. I'm almost sure that after this inning's done, he's going to go talk to Clint Vondra. 2-2. Down and away, and that one is called ball 3, but you got to hold your breath right now. It's a full count with 2 outs, so Bichette and Turner will get a head start on the pitch. Stroman looks at second at Bo. Now comes set, glove just above his belt. The 3-2. Swing and a foul off. It should be noted, too, that Jose Trevino is one of the top pitch framers in all of baseball.
Sure.
I wouldn't have called those strikes either, but it at least should be noted. Stroman set again. Bichette and Turner leave from second and first, and Springer hits the ball on the ground through the whole left field, a base hit. Bichette around third. He scores standing up, and the Blue Jays are up 1-0 thanks to George Springer.
And George Springer comes through yet again, fights off a couple tough pitches, and then gets that fastball on the inner third, and he just drills a little ground ball through the left side. He is seeing the ball so well right now.
7th hit in his last 9 at-bats, 9 RBIs in his last 9 at-bats, and he was fired up looking back to the dugout. He helps the Blue Jays to another first-inning lead. Toronto went up 5-0 in the first yesterday, up 1-0 here. First and second still, 2 outs. Dalton Varsho takes the first pitch. Called strike one. We're here in the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. The 0-1. Uncomfortable swing and a miss from Varsho, who only went about 60% of the way around. It's 0-2. Varsho hitting 203 this year, 14 doubles, 11 homers. Swings at the 0-2 and bounces it back behind him foul. When Vondrak dusting off home plate. Varsho taking a second to get back into the box. Now he steps in, and the left-handed hitter taps the plate. And now time will be called behind home plate. Varsho brought his right foot out of the box, but brings it back in and looks out at Stroman. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Blue Jays, and the 0-2. Fouled off again. This is the second time that Marcus Stroman has started in this building this year, and the first time on April 17th. Varsho homered off him twice in that game. 0-2. Swing and another ball bounced foul. That time it was the slider breaking in off the plate that Varsho got his hands inside to spoil off.
Yeah, Varsho's doing a good job fouling some tough pitches off right now. The more pitches you foul off, the greater chance that you're going to get a mistake.
He's fouled off the last 3. 0-2 again. That one's high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You could tell Trevino was trying to steal that strike. That pitch right there was clearly a ball, but Trevino really moving his glove. I don't love when catchers move their gloves that much.
1-2. Bounce foul off to the right. Do you think when you try to sell a pitch like that, it makes it harder for you to sell other pitches because the umpire kind of sees, oh, you're really,
you're
really changing it?
When you make it that obvious, not only can we see it, the umpire can see it as well. And if you're moving your glove that much, it's probably not a strike.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bounced the curveball, and Varsho reached for it. He goes down to end the inning, but the Blue Jays take the lead. They score 1 on 2 hits. George Springer with an RBI single. It's 1-0 Blue Jays after an inning. You're listening to Blue Jays.
We do not mess up your name. We pride ourselves here on MLB Central.
That's right.
Right?
That's
on
right.
getting them right. We have a little game for you. Are you ready? Glover Lau had his first big league hit against Nathan Eovaldi.
Wow.
No.
Oh.
Your first knock's Eovaldi?
Off the end of the bats.
That's a nice one, though.
Yeah.
What were you thinking right there?
Oh, this is your first knock? That doesn't count.
Have you ever hit 1,000 for a year?
There you go.
There's a ball driven to deep left field, up and gone to the home run court. Jose Ramirez, home run number 7. There's another long fly ball. Deep center field, and gone to Souvenir City. Career home run number 200 for Jose. Right field, Ref Snyder back. He's going to wave goodbye. It's the first 3-homer game in the career of Jose Ramirez.
Smash to right center. First big league hit, and here he goes. Lightning speed.
Swing and a miss. There are 2 down.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center. Top of the second inning in Toronto. It's 1-0 Blue Jays over Yankees. Yusei Kikuchi with a first pitch fastball. Strike 1. He gets ahead of J.D. Davis. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer today, Luke Swadron and Tom Young, our technical directors. The 0-1. Downstairs, called a ball, 1 ball, and 1 strike. Third game as a New York Yankee for J.D. Davis, acquired from the Oakland Athletics on Sunday. 1-1. Hit in the air, slicing down the right field line and into the stands. 1-2. Oakland sent Davis and Cash over to the Yankees for former Blue Jays first-round pick Jordan Groshans. The 1-2. Bounce the slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Davis was having somewhat of a rough season in Oakland. 236, 4 homers, 5 RBIs.
It's been an odd year overall for Davis, who looked like he was going to start the year with the San Francisco Giants. 2-2. Swing and a foul back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was with the Giants pretty much until the 11th hour right before spring training, and then they agree to terms with Matt Chapman, and he ends up being let go even after he'd won his arbitration case. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, 3-2. Ended up only being paid a sixth of that, near $7 million that he had won in arbitration from the Giants. Signed on with the A's. Strained his groin in mid-April, went on the injured list, came back, and lasted about a month more before he was traded to the Yankees. Open stance for the right-handed hitter. 3-2. Froze him with a backdoor slider. Strike 3. Third strikeout already for Yusei Kikuchi.
Well, I don't know what J.D. Davis was thinking right there, but that slider right there was a very hittable pitch. Maybe froze him, thought something hard on the inner part of the plate, but that was a hittable pitch right there for J.D. Davis.
Davis goes down, and here's Gleyber Torres, who takes the first pitch, a curveball over the middle. Strike 1. Gleyber Torres had a couple days off, back in the lineup now, a .215 hitter this year, 7 homers. Wide open stance for the second baseman. 0-1. Swing and a miss, way behind 97. 0-2. Torres will ask for time, step out of the box. A lot of talk around the Yankees recently centering on Torres, who was taken out of the lineup for a couple days after struggling. Aaron Boone had mentioned a mental reset for Torres. 0-2. Bouncing ball hits softly to first, fielded by Guerrero. Flips back to Kikuchi, who stumbles but steps on the bag for the out. Momentum carried him all the way into shallow right. 2 down. Guerrero with a bit of a chuckle. I think it was a slightly low flip, and Kikuchi sprinting over there. Had to take a while to get himself gathered.
Yeah, it looked like he lunged for the bag and then stumbled and went all the way into right field. As long as you get the out, that's all that matters. Vlad with a little chuckle. It wasn't a terrible throw.
No, it wasn't. It's kind of amazing Kikuchi didn't fall down. He was leaning all the way over. Guerrero said, "My bad," though, tapped his chest, patted Kikuchi on the back. And now Vladdy getting the cleats tied up as Kikuchi gets a new baseball. 2 down. Alex Verdugo up to the plate. The only left-on-left matchup other than Juan Soto that Kikuchi should see today in this Yankees lineup. 1-0 Blue Jays. Nobody on. And the first pitch. Called strike 1. This second inning is presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus. Play responsibly. Ontario only. The kick and the 0-1. Outside. By the way, Chris, the Split the Pot Jays Care raffle still going on. Almost at $1.1 million as we speak. BlueJays.com/5050 from Ontario or Nova Scotia. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed. 1-2.
Boy, I thought yesterday was the last day.
I think I made a mistake. That pot, though, will be evenly split for 10 winners. So if you want to get in on that action, also some early bird prizes still up for grabs. BlueJays.com/5050. 1-2 to Verdugo. Outside.
And that 50-50 is now at $1.096 million. So you might want to get in on that. And I'm talking to you, Ben.
We've talked about this. I don't know how that would look.
You're not a gambler.
I'm not a gambler.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely not a successful one, at least. Kikuchi peeks down at the mound, now looks toward the plate. Jansen setting up away. 2-2. Bounced foul down the right field line. Alex Verdugo banks his barrel off the inside of the left foot. Left fielder's hitting .245 this year. 15 doubles, 9 homers. Cleanup batter yesterday, but going left on left with Kikuchi, slides down to number 6 in the Yankee order. 2-2 once more. Chopped to second on 2 hops, picked by Horwitz. He stops, throws over to first, beats Verdugo to end the inning. 6 up, 6 down for Yusei Kikuchi. 1-0 Blue Jays, middle.
Left field. McCormick back. It's over his head. The Guardians walk it off. Chill Will Brennan gives the Guardians their only lead of the night. And it only took 14 innings to get there. His first career walk-off hit will be one to remember.
Now it's time for Eyes on the Ball Player. Can you find Ellie De La Cruz in this photo of Reds fans?
Ellie De La Cruz. This guy is like nothing I've ever seen.
Quality, respect, the pursuit of greatness. Through and through, this is who we are.
Be at the ballpark to experience a proud tradition. Canada Day, Monday, July 1st. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays Canadian tuxedo hat giveaway. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Proud to the core. Canadian to the core. Blue Jays to the core.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
A game-tying blast from Bo Bichette.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the second inning in downtown Toronto, Danny Jansen, Addison Barger, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to hit for the Blue Jays against the Yankees. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Jansen in the righty box. Marcus Stroman on the rubber. He winds and delivers. Called strike 1. Jansen knows plenty about Stroman. When he debuted with the Blue Jays in 2018, Stroman was a part of the Blue Jays rotation. Here's the 0-1. Outside. For Jansen, it's been an up and down year. This is 49th game, hitting .231. Check swing liner off the backstop on the 1-1, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go along with that .231 average. 13 doubles, 5 homers for the Blue Jays catcher. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Stroman slowed it down to 72 with the curveball. He gets Jansen out in front for strike 3.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward swing from Danny Jansen. It looked like Danny Jansen was expecting something a lot harder than that. Just flips in that slow curveball. And like I said, he's such a good pitcher. You really never know what he's throwing, the location, the pitch type, all those things.
Addison Barger faces Marcus Stroman for the first time in his career and takes strike 1 at the knees. Left-handed hitter pounds it into the ground, foul off toward the first base dugout, 0-2.
I was looking forward to this matchup. I want to see if Addison Barger changes his approach because of how Marcus Stroman pitches. I want to see that, actually.
0-2 is hit off the fist, so Looper headed to shallow center, caught by the shortstop Volpe, and there are 2 outs. Well, here comes a guy with a pretty steady approach, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Iced up after the 3 hit-by pitches yesterday, and in the box for the Blue Jays, batting with 2 outs and the bases empty. 1-0 Toronto. Stroman's offering. Called strike.
I wonder if he woke up this morning and felt any different after getting hit 3 times. Twice in the foot, once in that elbow guard. Probably didn't feel that bad.
0-1. Down and away, 1-1. I asked him, he said it wasn't too bad. A little bit of bruising, but it was 2 breaking balls at least in the foot. The other one got him in some protection. 1-1. Fouled back 1-2. And, it's his former teammate, Rodon, who hit him twice. So I said, hey, Carlos, get you a bottle of wine or something? He said, I should get him a bottle of wine. He hit me twice with 2 strikes on me. 1-2 pitch is chopped to third. LeMahieu charging. Fields throws over to first and beats IKF by half a step to end the inning. A 1-2-3, bottom of the second for Stroman. 1-0 Blue Jays going to the third. You're listening to...
That's why we introduced in-game betting, because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. Third home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
DJ LeMahieu strides into the righty batter's box as we're about to start the 3rd inning in Toronto. 1-0 Blue Jays over Yankees. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound. And the left-hander gets set. Here's his pitch. Called strike 1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Kikuchi's gone 6 up, 6 down to start the game with 3 strikeouts. He rocks and delivers. Big wave and a miss by LeMahieu at 97 at the letters. 0-2. DJ LeMahieu in his 24th game of the year, batting 178, no extra base hits. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went around on 98 above the zone, and it's Kikuchi's 4th strikeout.
I was talking to some Yankees guys before the game, and they just said that DJ LeMahieu, his bat just looks slow. He looks lethargic. And I think that might be because he's only been off that 60-day DL for about a month now. He might hit his stride at some point this season, but he's no spring chicken.
Activated on the 28th after a right foot contusion, a 2-time batting title winner, has won it in both leagues. Here's Jose Trevino. The catcher fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. 1 out, 1-0 Blue Jays. Bases empty. Spencer Horwitz, the second baseman, playing up the middle. Shortstop Bichette deep in the 5-6 hole. The 0-1. Called strike 2. This third inning brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Midland and Sturgeon Falls. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com. Canada's #1 rust protection. 0-2. Line to left field. Moving in, Barger. He makes a chest-high catch, and there are 2 outs.
He made that catch pretty easily. He was taking some fly balls earlier during batting practice today. They were giving him all kinds of spins, top spin, back spin, off the wall, going back over the shoulder, and I don't know, he looked pretty good right there.
Still a new position for Addison Barger, left field. More of a third baseman, right fielder in the minors. 2 down. Creeping in at third IKF as Jahmai Jones takes a first pitch low, 1-0. Jones, a right-handed hitter, the DH today for the Yankees, batting 9th. 1-0 pitch. High, 2 balls, no strikes. For Jones, it's his 26th game of the season, although he only has 26 at-bats this season, often enters as a sub. Next pitch is a little bit low, 3-0.
We see Yusei do this quite often where he gets 2 quick outs and then he'll fall behind that third hitter 2-0, 3-0, and then he has to fight back to get a couple strikes.
3-0 pitch is a fastball over the heart of the plate to make it 3-1.
If I were him, if I were Pete Walker, I would be so frustrated.
And you're going against Jones, who's 5 for 26 this year, a 192 hitter. Kikuchi kicks, delivers, and Jones swings and misses at a slider on the outside edge. Full count.
And just like that, it's a 3-2 count. Why do you have to throw 3 balls before you get those 2 strikes? That's what I would be asking myself if I was Yusei Kikuchi or if I was Pete Walker.
Jahmai Jones will ask for time. Kikuchi standing just behind the rubber. Left-hander steps on. Jones back in the box. Kikuchi is set. And the 3-2. Check swing, appeal down to first. He went around on the high fastball. Strike 3. 9 up, 9 down, 5 punch-outs for Kikuchi. 1-0 Blue Jays, middle of the third. You're listening to brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Spring is here, and it's about to heat up. Baseball is back. It's time to start thinking about spring cleaning. Store all your winter belongings with Access Storage. Get the gloves, bats, and bases dusted off for spring. Access Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Summer drink days are on at McDonald's. Step up your summer with a fruit splash beverage, like our new raspberry pomegranate. Get a small for $2 plus tax today. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Enercare is giving away 10 pairs of VIP Toronto Blue Jays experiences in the Enercare Fan Celebration Contest. Are you an Enercare customer? Enter your unique code to get 10 extra entries. See contest rules and enter before July 17th at bluejays.com/Enercare contest.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the government of Alberta.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Varsho smashes the ball to right field. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the order for Toronto, bottom of the third inning. Bo Bichette hitting for the Blue Jays. 1-0. Welcome back to Rogers Center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Marcus Stroman's first pitch misses down and away. 1-0. Bichette walked to start this game, scored the lone run in the game that has the Blue Jays up 1-0. Takes the 1-0, called strike. Bo had a hit and the first run for the Blue Jays yesterday as the leadoff hitter. He swings and drives the ball to right field, but the liner hangs up. Fighting off the lights, Juan Soto makes the catch. He turned his head away at the last second. One down.
Yeah, it looked like he lost it right at the last second. That was probably pretty scary for him, whether it was in the light or there were some people that were wearing some white shirts, but that was scary.
Ball hit 99 miles an hour at Soto. He makes the play, though. And here's the pitch to Spencer Horwitz. It's down and in. Ball one. Stroman kicks, fires, and Horwitz with a late swing. Foul tips it into the glove of Trevino, 1-1. Horwitz entered this game batting .348 with 11 walks in 16 games. Swings at the 1-1, lines it to left field, and it bounces down for a base hit. Picked up near the line by Alex Verdugo. Horwitz with his first hit of the day.
Well, like he does so often, he just finds a way to get on base, whether it's by the walk or base hit. He got sawed off on that cutter right there, but just drops it over DJ LeMahieu at third base.
Horwitz only hit that ball about 65 miles an hour off the bat, but he hit it where the defense wasn't. He's on with one out, and he gives a good shot here to drive in a run for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Stroman looks back at second. There's no one on base there. And the pitch. Vlad takes downstairs, 1-0. Extra base hits galore recently for Vlad. It's allowed him to take over the team lead in doubles at 16, tied for the team lead in homers at 11. 1-0 pitch. Called high, looked pretty good, 2-0. And has sole possession of the team lead in RBIs at 42 as well. Horwitz taking 3 steps off first, held on by Davis. Stroman's 2-0. Guerrero swings, hits a fly ball, center field. Judge moving to left center, camped under it, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Well, I think he got that off the end of the bat. If he got that on the barrel, that would have been up at that WestJet flight deck for sure.
That was a missed spot from Stroman. That was bottom middle of the zone on the sinker. And Guerrero almost slammed down the bat, I think in frustration that he didn't do more with that pitch. 2 outs now, Justin Turner up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch to Turner, low and outside. Turner singled on a bouncing ball to right field in the first. That was with just 1 on and 2 outs. Helped the Blue Jays knock in a run as the guy behind him, George Springer, singled in Bichette later in the first. Pitch clock violation is going to be called against Marcus Stroman, I believe. Although they pointed at Turner, but then they said 2-0. So it's going to go against Stroman. And now a big advantage in the count for Justin Turner. 2 balls and no strikes. Stroman rocks, releases, and hits the bottom of the zone.
And there's another big hole. Just like Justin Turner's last at-bat, J.D. Davis is again holding on first base, and then Gleyber Torres is playing up the middle.
The 2-1. Down and away, might have hit the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. When it comes to home improvements, Timbermart has the expert advice and the right products at the right price, so you won't find yourself out in left field on your next DIY project. Game on home team, Timbermart's Canada's Building Center. 3-1. Turner takes outside, ball 4. He extends another inning getting on with 2 outs. And here comes George Springer, who drove in a run on a single in the first. Jose Trevino out in front of the plate, punching something into the pitch comm, presumably giving some signals to the defense in case of a double steal, although it's Horwitz on second, Turner on first. Not huge base running threats, at least in terms of stealing. Here's the first pitch to George Springer. Takes in the dirt, 1-0. When Springer drove in 6 yesterday, it was a new career high for the right fielder. had driven in 5 several times, once as a Blue Jay, but this is the first time that he drove in 6. 1-0. Checked his swing, pitch bounced again, 2-0.
He is just a different guy. Early on in the season when he was struggling mightily, he would be jumpy. He would be swinging some of those half swings that he would tend to take. But now he's just locked in, taking tough pitches away off the strike zone.
2-0, bounced foul. That one was off the plate. However, that location was twice called a strike against him last time, so he swings at it. It's 2-1. Horwitz on second, Turner on first. Infield a little to the pull, but pretty straight up against the right-handed hitter. Stroman's 2-1. Swing and a bouncing ball hit at the third baseman LeMahieu. Throws over to second to Torres, and that will do it for the inning. A hit and a walk for the Blue Jays, but 2 left on. Still 1-0 Toronto after 3. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local... Ontario only. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the order for the Yankees. Anthony Volpe faces a pitch from Yusei Kikuchi and is way behind it. A swing and a miss to make it 0-1. Kikuchi really strong through the first 3 innings, went 9 up, 9 down, struck out 5. He's looking for a bounce back start today. The 0-1 inside. We alluded to it off the top, but Kikuchi only once in his first 10 starts this year gave up 4 or more earned runs. He's done it 4 times in his last 6 starts and has compiled an ERA above 7 in those 6 starts. 1-1. Called strike at the knees. Good slider. He's used the slider a lot today. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, he has a good feel for it. And you mentioned all the runs that he's given up over the last 4 games. I talked about it earlier, but it's not about his lack of control. It's just he's throwing too many good pitches, and they're getting hit too hard, and tonight he's been a lot better.
The 1-2. Fouled back behind home plate, 97 near the top of the zone. If you're looking for a bounce back, typically this is a team that Kikuchi wants to see. 14 games, 12 starts in his career against the Yankees. An earned run average just above 3. 3-2 pitch, or pardon me, the 1-2, cut on and missed. Strike 3, bounced in the curveball, and Volpe waves over it. 6 strikeouts already for Kikuchi, 1 down in the 4th.
Well, that was almost identical to the off-speed pitch that he got Volpe on in the first inning. That was a good slider, a curveball right behind home plate. Again, Volpe way out in front.
So 1 out, and here's Juan Soto. Left on left, the pitch. Called strike 1. We're here in the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali's our host and producer. Luke Swadron and Tom Young, our technical directors. The kick and the 0-1. Fastball, called a ball. Doesn't get much better than that. Looked like 96 right on the outside edge.
Well, I think the only reason why that wasn't called a strike is because Yusei Kikuchi didn't hit his spot, and Danny Jansen had to move his glove quite a bit.
The 1-1. Pretty similar spot again, called a ball. 2-1. That's what I call a challenge system strikeout. If the challenge system is in next year, Juan Soto's in the dugout. 2-1. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Low ball 4. That's the first Yankees base runner today as Soto is aboard with a walk.
3 really close pitches in that at bat to Juan Soto.
For Soto, that's now 72 games he's been on base out of the 81 he's played in. And his team leading 69th walk of the year. 1 out. Kikuchi peeking at Soto, pitches to Aaron Judge. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Kikuchi struck out Judge on a fastball in the first inning. He struck him out 12 times in 24 at-bats against Judge in his career. The righty slugger is 4 for 24 career against Yusei Kikuchi. The 1-0. Down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Judge steps out for a moment. 6'7" center fielder back in the box. Pretty straight up in his stance. Knees just bent a little bit. The 2-0. Called strike, a fastball at the knees.
That was nasty. They're trying to pound him in. You can tell in his first at-bat, 2 fastballs inside and 2 fastballs during this at-bat on the inside part of the plate. That one right there for a strike.
Slim lead for Soto at first, talking with Guerrero. Kikuchi's going to step off. Soto literally just turned and took 1 step back to the bag. Kikuchi didn't throw over. Southpaw back on the mound, first base side. 2 looks at first, the 2-1. Just misses down and in with a slider, and he's behind Judge. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And now you really have a decision to make. You're behind 3-1. There's 1 out. You have J.D. Davis and Gleyber Torres coming up next. Do you want to throw something over the heart of the plate that he can hit, or do you want to be selective?
3-1 pitch saws him off. A grounder through the hole on the right side into right field. That'll be a single for Judge, the first hit of the day for the Yankees. He exploded that bat. The barrel flew back into the netting near the third base dugout. But Judge just got enough of it to get a single and push Soto up to second with 1 out.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. A fastball on the inside part just absolutely exploded Judge's bat. I think that's where his hole is. He loves to get the arms extended. He's a big guy. If you can consistently throw that fastball inside, he's probably not going to do much. That's really all he can do with that pitch right there.
Brief stoppage in play. Danny Jansen in front of the plate giving some signs. In a moment, we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised the trophy in '92. Join them for wings, ribs, beer, cocktails, and catch every play at your local St. Louis Bar and Grill. Download the app or visit stlouiswings.com for more details. Always devilishly good. 2 on, 1 out, and the pitch. J.D. Davis swings and misses at 98. 0-1. The NHL draft is underway, and predictably, the first overall pick, North Vancouver's Macklin Celebrini out of Boston University, goes to the San Jose Sharks. 0-1. High 1-1. I believe on the clock right now, Chris, are your Montreal Canadiens picking at 5.
Well, I have no idea who they're going to pick.
They also have a pick at 26 as well. Toronto Maple Leafs pick at 23. Ottawa Senators at 7. Calgary Flames at 9. 1-1. Bouncing ball up the middle. Horwitz gloves, runs toward Judge. He'll throw to second. They have Judge in a rundown. Soto moving off third to the plate. Guerrero turns, throws to the plate, and Soto slides in safe. Horwitz was running Judge back, who started backpedaling in between first and second, decided to take the sure out, throwing to first. And then when Guerrero started to chase Judge down, he turned and threw the plate as Soto broke from third. The throw was a little bit to the first base side. Jansen lunged back to the third base side, and the Blue Jays will not challenge a smart base running move by Aaron Judge. And that's going to be a 1-1 game.
Well, that was such a smart play from Spencer Horwitz, throwing the baseball to Vlad. Like I've said so many times, he plays the game like he's been around for so long, although he is technically a rookie.
First pitch to Gleyber Torres, hit foul, 0-1. Horwitz now playing behind Judge at second. Blue Jays maybe have a chance at 2 there. Horwitz turns and throws to second right away rather than going for the tag, but it wasn't hit all that strong. Next pitch is high to Torres. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, it also wasn't a great throw from Vlad. If Vlad makes a good throw there, he's out at home plate pretty easily. Just a little bit up the first baseline, took Danny Jansen to his right.
Peek back at second. 2 down, runner on second is Aaron Judge, and Kikuchi's going to step off. Tough for Kikuchi. Didn't allow a base runner until there was 1 out in this inning. Got squeezed a little bit on a walk to Soto. Then a broken bat grounder single for Judge, and probably a double play ball ends up turning into the first Yankee run. Kikuchi steps off for the second time. Now he'll get back on the rubber. Torres is 0 for 1 today, grounded out to the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Left on right the pitch. Foul back into the screen, 1-2. Kikuchi in the set at the belt. A look at Judge at second. In this 1-1 game, he peaks one more time and unleashes a 1-2. Down and in. By the way, on that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Montreal Canadiens took Ivan Demidov, a Russian right winger, and then the Utah Hockey Club picked next in their first ever draft pick. They took Tij Iginla, the son of Jerome Iginla.
Is that their official name? The Utah
For at
Hockey
least
Club?
right now.
Okay.
2-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow right. Springer walks in, walks to his left, and makes the catch to end the inning. A run for the Yankees on 1 hit. Aaron Judge with the base hit and a smart base running.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Be introduced in-game betting, because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Fastball painted at the bottom of the zone, and that's back-to-back strikeouts.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home half of the fourth inning at Rogers Center. 1-1 game now, Blue Jays and Yankees. Dalton Varsho leading off for Toronto. First pitch. Called strike one. No, never mind. Called a ball. Pardon me. Near miss outside by Marcus Stroman. 1-0. Stroman into the wind and is 1-0. That one in there for sure to even up the count. It's a strike to make it 1-1. Dalton Varsho in his second game returning from injury. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a flare out to shallow center. Volpe, the shortstop under it, squeezes it for the first out. We're here in the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Danny Jansen now batting for the Blue Jays with one out and the bases empty. This one tied at 1-1 on an aggressive base running play by Juan Soto, a smart play by Aaron Judge in the top of the fourth. And the first pitch to Jansen hits the zone, 0-1. Jansen 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch. Starts the hands, but stops him as the pitch misses down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Do you enjoy doing games more with the roof open or the roof closed?
Open. I mean, it is cold today, so I understand. 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove, 1-2. How about you?
Open for sure. I was just thinking how the atmosphere just changes in here.
I mean, you get to see CN Tower over to the right. Had some beautiful nights recently. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stroman quickly back on the rubber. Hesitation, 2-2. Jansen fouls it off to the right. It is a packed house today, though. Loud crowd so far, although there hasn't been a ton of offense. A run on 3 hits for the Blue Jays, a run on 1 hit for the Yankees.
Do you think the fans are here to see the New York Yankees or George Springer?
2-2. Downstairs 3-2. I'll say see Shaggy, because Shaggy threw out the first pitch to them.
I thought he was from Canada. He is, in fact, not from Canada.
Nope, he's from Kingston, Jamaica. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jansen slams the barrel into the ground. He goes down for the second out of the inning. Do you have a favorite Shaggy song?
I remember, and this could all just be rumor, but I remember in high school he filmed a music video in a big mansion on Mississauga Road, and I forget what that song was called.
First pitch to Addison Barger misses outside, 1-0.
And I think that's why I just assumed he was from Canada. Why is he filming something on Mississauga Road is my question.
It's a good question. Next pitch, hit by Barger on a hop to first, fielded by J.D. Davis. He goes to the bag and ends the inning. We'll never know. That's the fourth, the 1-2-3. It's 1-1, Blue Jays and Yankees.
went to Mount Cypress, hiked a double black trail, ran into 3 white squirrels mating, swam across Lake Jasper, saw the northern lights, tried Ethiopian food for the first time, wrestled a chihuahua, got a quick tetanus shot, whittled a stick into a stylish medallion. It was a good Tuesday. Squeeze more value out of summer with a Subaru and standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer today and book a test drive during the fully loaded summer event.
Hey, this is Dalton Varsho. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Ready or not, here I come.
It's the 5th inning, brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins awarded another 150 grants worth $20,000 each to entrepreneurs across Canada. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz at goodsparkgrants.ca. Tie ball game 2 of this series, Blue Jays and Yankees. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Yusei Kikuchi deals to Alex Verdugo. Fastball called inside. Kikuchi with his hands in the air. Didn't think that one missed. It's 1-0. Verdugo grounded out to second in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Next pitch is lined to center field. Hangs up for Varcho, who ran to the right, stopped, and made the catch. 1 out.
That is a gigantic gold chain on Alex Verdugo's neck, by the way. I don't know how comfortable it is to play with that thing.
You weren't rocking a similar chain on the mound?
I mean, it looks good. I'm just saying it must be uncomfortable to play with. But no, I wasn't.
No?
No.
Never considered it once?
No.
With 1 out now, here's DJ LeMahieu. First pitch is called, strike 1. You mentioned last time he was up that LeMahieu has been around. He's on his second contract right now with the Yankees. Takes the next pitch outside, 1-1. Was originally a Cubs draft pick in 2009, a second rounder out of LSU. Won the national title with the Tigers in 2009. Looking out at Kikuchi. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Debuts as a Cub, then gets traded after the 2011 season to the Rockies. Plays it out with the Rockies through 2018. Signs with the Yankees for the first time in 2019. 2-1. Swinging a high fly ball right center field. Tailing toward the gap. Varsho running it down. Makes the catch on the track. And there are 2 down.
Well, he makes everything easy or look easy out there. I'm sure a lot of center fielders don't get to that baseball, but Dalton Varsho is not one of them.
Yeah, that was a good drive by LeMahieu. A pretty good bet for his first extra base hit of the season, but instead Varsho takes it away. And now the catcher, Jose Trevino, will come up, a .245 hitter with 8 homers. First pitch. Downstairs, 1-0. But for LeMahieu, who's just retired, he won the batting title for the second time in his career in 2020, when in the shortened season, he hit .364 with the Yankees, signed a 6-year, $90 million deal in 2021. Next pitch to Trevino, called strike, evens up the count at 1-1. So not only has LeMahieu been around a while, but he will continue, it seems, to be a Yankee for a number of years going forward.
And on July 13th, he's going to be 36 years old.
1-1 pitch, fouled back, 1-2.
So I can only assume that his best years are behind him.
Hey, you never know. He has had a bit of a down stretch over the last 2-3 years. And hitless today, off to a tough start to this season. Time is asked for at the plate by Trevino, and it's granted by home plate umpire Clint Vondrack. Trevino, a veteran catcher himself, former Ranger. That's from the right side. 2 out, space is empty, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Kikuchi gets him on a high fastball. 7 strikeouts in 5 innings of 1-run ball so far for the lefty. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa-Bobin.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer charges a ball to left field. It's in the seats, and the Blue Jays are on the board.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Marcus Stroman gets in his final warm-up pitch at the bottom of the fifth inning. Low-scoring game here at Rogers Center in Game 2 between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. It's 1-1, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the former Yankee, leads it off for Toronto. IKF, Bo Bichette, Spencer Horwitz hit this inning for the Blue Jays. Stroman looks out to center field, steps onto the rubber. The wind and the pitch. Inside, ball one. Three singles, 2 walks, and 1 run allowed by Marcus Stroman so far. He twists and deals. Check swing, pitch lands outside, 2-0.
Who do you think has more weird movements out there, Marcus Stroman or Chris Bassett?
I gotta go Chris Bassett. 2-0. Swing and a liner off the end of the bat, headed to center. Judge hesitated, and it gets down in front of him. I think he thought that one was hit a little bit harder, and by the time he broke for it, didn't have a play. That's now a 12-game hit streak for Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah, I think you're right. Aaron Judge broke back. IKF got that just off the end of the bat and was able to dump it in front of Aaron Judge in center field. This is a good start to this inning. I would love to see IKF get to second base somehow.
3 stolen bases on the year for Kiner-Falefa, who leads off first. Infield playing straight up against Bo Bichette. Marcus Stroman's pitch. Called strike 1. By the way, on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, other AL East teams leading. Baltimore up 2-0 on Texas. Tampa Bay up 2-0 on Washington. 1-1 game here in Toronto. With nobody out, IKF on first. The 0-1 to Bo Bichette from Marcus Stroman. No, he's going to turn and throw late over to first. Other AL East game in action on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard is in Boston, where the Padres are leading 2-1 and have the bases loaded. Nobody out in the top of the 5th. Stroman in the set at the belt. Delivers. Swing and a miss by Bichette. Got around early on a breaking ball, down and away. 0-2.
Well, I don't know who IKF is talking to over there at first base, but he was fully in his leadoff, and he was chatting with somebody. That's impressive.
Over in the Yankee dugout?
I don't know.
0-2. Bouncing ball, right side. This one's trouble. A dive. It's past Torres into right. Second baseman went full stretch for it, but didn't have a play. Up to second base is IKF, and at first is Bo Bichette with a single.
Well, such a good piece of hitting from Bo Bichette right there. There was, again, another huge hole on the right side of the infield. Gleyber Torres was shaded towards second, and J.D. Davis was holding on IKF at first, but Bo Bichette was such a good piece of hitting, finding that hole on the right side of the infield.
Some frustration from Stroman there, slamming his hand into his glove. He hasn't given up much hard contact at all today.
It was a good pitch. Bo just stuck the bat out. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
First and second, nobody out. Spencer Horwitz up. A look at second, the pitch. In the dirt, ball one. Horwitz came up with his 17th hit in now 17 games in the big leagues this season. Back in the third inning, a single to left. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And not counting today, where he's been on base once in 2 tries, Horwitz's .492 on base percentage is the best in Major League Baseball going back to his June 8th debut among qualified hitters. 1-1. Swing and a foul off to the left.
Is that surprising to you? A guy that was hitting .335 this year in AAA, .337 last year.
Yes and no, because, as you know, AAA and the big leagues are still very different.
Yeah.
But he's got a good track record.
But I think the most important thing when you look at that is he did it 2 years in a row, right? So there's something there.
1-2. And it hit him. Got him on the right leg. Horwitz with a bit of a grimace, but he takes off the shin guard and jogs down to first. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and that one got him right on the foot.
And he didn't try very hard to get out of the way of that baseball. That was a team-first move right there.
Hey, you're not going to run a 500 on-base percentage jumping out of the way of breaking balls. Here's a mound visit for Matt Blake, the pitching coach, and now we can look at the injury report brought to you by Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. If life has thrown you a curveball and you're striking out with your insurance company, get ahead of the count and call Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, and Bergmanis Pereira will take care of the rest. Visit bplawyers.ca. One major update we got on Blue Jays injured list players, Jordan Romano, Jimmy Garcia, both throwing on flat ground 120 feet again today, hoping to get them off a mound soon. Back to the action on the field, though, where the bases are loaded in this 1-1 game. Nobody out, bottom of the 5th, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. steps up to the plate. They play the infield at double play depth. Big leadoff third for IKF in the vision of Marcus Stroman, who kicks and fires. Pitch outside, 1-0.
Well, Marcus Stroman definitely doesn't want to walk Vlad, but he also doesn't want to throw him a cookie down the middle. Have to be patient up there if you're Vladimir.
The 1-0. Takes a pitch, looked a little bit low. It's called a strike, borderline. It's 1-1.
That's a good take. Can't really do anything with that pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
Only guy on the infield in is J.D. Davis at first, creeping into the turf. 1-1, swing and a miss. Vlad fooled there by the slider, 1-2. Guerrero's going to ask for time and step out. Just a half swing. Stalks back into the box. Yankees are willing to give up a run here to get 2 outs in this 1-1 game, bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Stroman in the set. A long look in. He kicks and delivers. Pitch taken down and away. 2-2.
That's a good take. Looks like a fastball right on the outside corner and then darts off. That's a good take right there from Vlad.
That was the slider. Stroman's 2-2. Bounce to the plate. Full count. Nowhere to put Guerrero. And this can be an uncomfortable position for pitchers here as a walk would score a run. IKF taking a step off third. It's Bo Bichette at second and Spencer Horwitz at first. A pair of singles and then a hit batter. Stroman in the set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a chopper to short, charging in Volpe. Flips it over to second one. Back to first, not in time. Guerrero is safe. A run comes in to score. Vlad clapping. He likes the hustle. So do his teammates at the top step. It's 2-1 on the RBI fielder's choice.
Yeah, that's a good job from Vlad. Putting the bat on the ball. That was a tough pitch. Almost off the plate outside, but Vlad was able to get the barrel to the ball. And the best part about that, he ran hard down to first base and beat it out. You can see Marcus Stroman screaming into his glove there.
Can't ask for much more from Stroman, who gets a ground ball to short. But Guerrero ran it out. Yankees thought about looking at it, decide not to. So Guerrero stays at first. Bichette is up to third. It was Horwitz retired on the fielder's choice. And here's Justin Turner. 2-1 Blue Jays. Stroman in the set. And the pitch. Down and away, ball one. Turner is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk today. It's the 5th game in a row that Turner has both a hit and a walk. 1-0. A little bit low. Pitch. Down and away 3-0, and things starting to snowball a bit here on Marcus Stroman, who just threw his 87th pitch.
You still have to be patient if you're Justin Turner. Don't get antsy in that box.
3 balls and no strikes. Stroman kicks and offers and misses down and away, ball 4. Pretty big miss for a 3-0 pitch. That'll load up the bases for George Springer.
A guy who is seeing the ball really well. Now Marcus Stroman is going to have to come with something over the plate. You don't want to walk him here, but here comes Aaron Boone.
He is not, we think, going to let Marcus Stroman go any further. He did walk out yesterday and leave Carlos Rodon in, so we'll wait a moment here as the infield and the catcher Trevino congregate, but there is the point to the bullpen. Stroman hands him the ball, and the former Blue Jay is knocked out with just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. A 2-1 Blue Jay lead and the bases loaded. Let's go back to baseball control. Here's today's.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Thank you very much, Joe. A very animated Marcus Stroman taken out of the game. Goes down the tunnel as right-hander Michael Tonkin gets loose for the Yankees, coming into a big situation. It's 2-1 Blue Jays, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the bases are loaded as Tonkin enters to face off with George Springer. Righty about to make his 26th appearance of the season, his 21st as a Yankee, who are his 3rd team already pitched for this year. In sum, with all 3 of his teams, he has a 2.31 earned run average in 35 innings. He struck out a batter an inning, walked 15. Tall righty stands on the third base side of the rubber. Bichette on third, Guerrero on second, Turner on first. The pitch to Springer. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's a sidearm delivery from Tonkin, who throws a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, a slider, a sinker, and a sweeper. 0-1. Swing and a bouncing ball, foul just wide of the third base bag. nearly extra bases. Instead, it's 0-2.
This is a big pitch right here. You don't want to strike out. You want to make contact with this pitch. You have to score that run from third base. That's a big run standing on third base.
On the other side, the 6'7" reliever, Michael Tonkin, would love a strikeout or a ground ball here with the bases loaded and 1 out. 0-2. Bounce to the plate, backhanded pick by Trevino, a run-saving stop. One ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. An RBI fielder's choice by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the difference in this game right now. It's 2-1 Blue Jays, bottom of the 5th. Tonkin sets at his chest. The pitch. And he hits Springer on the arm. Springer jumping around. That one stung him. And John Schneider is going to go out and check on him with head athletic trainer Jose Ministral. Got him on the left forearm. And they're still looking at Springer. That will score a run for the Blue Jays and make it 3-1. But some concern here as Springer has not started the walk toward first yet.
It might have got him on the hand.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're looking at his hand right now.
Well, as we've seen, that's not a great place to get hit. You can easily break a bone if you get hit in the hand, but right in that, it looked like almost right in that wrist bone.
And that was the four-seam fastball from Tonkin. Had pitched him inside the hole at bat. And Springer had started to swing, and it hit him on the underside of that hand. Not saying the same thing happened, but not that far off from the spot that Danny Jansen got hit in spring training. They're still examining the hand-wrist area of Springer right now. Bo Bichette has trotted home for the Blue Jays' third run. Guerrero at third, and Justin Turner at second. And they're still checking out Springer right now, just off to the left behind home plate.
Well, he is red hot right now. This couldn't come at a worse time for George Springer and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Springer taking off the batting glove off of his right hand, nodding as he talks with John Schneider and Jose Ministral. Kevin Kiermaier has come to the top of the dugout in case they need him, but Springer is going to walk toward first. He gets an RBI in the most painful way, and the Blue Jays take a 3-1 lead. Tonkin's going to get a couple pitches here to warm up after that long pause as they were checking on George Springer. Dalton Varsho will hit next for the Blue Jays.
I also wouldn't be surprised if George Springer finishes off this inning and then comes out of the ballgame after he runs the bases.
We'll have to wait and see on that one. For now, Springer at first talking to Mark Budzinski, the first base coach.
Especially if the Blue Jays are fortunate enough to score a couple more runs here.
That's what they want to do. Up 3-1 now with 2 runs in this 5th inning. Only 1 out, and the bases are loaded for Dalton Varsho. Tonkin, the righty, delivers. And the left-handed hitter Varsho takes a backdoor slider, strike 1. Varsho's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop-up. Guerrero sprints off third into the eye line of Tonkin, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Waves through a slider there to make it 0-2.
That is a tough slider from Tonkin. A ton of horizontal movement.
He's really leaned into his breaking pitches this season, through a lot more fastballs last year. 0-2. Fouled off the glove of Trevino and back behind the plate. So Varsho just barely stays alive. It's been an interesting year for Tonkin, who started the year with the Mets on a major league deal, was designated for assignment 3 different times in April, twice by the Mets, once by Minnesota. 0-2. Bounced and it skips away from Trevino. Guerrero coming to the plate. Trevino races and dives and tags him. A very aggressive move there by Vlad as that one scooted away only 7-8 feet from Trevino, who recovered and gets Guerrero. He is called out. The other runners do advance, so it's Turner on third and Springer on second. And now 2 down.
Well, I love an aggressive play, but with 1 out and the bases loaded, you can't get thrown out there. You have to be sure. That ball scooted maybe 10, 15 feet away from Trevino, not far enough to get home. And then a dangerous play right there. Vlad diving head first into Jose Trevino.
Thankfully, they both look okay. That'll go down as a wild pitch. The other two runners advance. And now with 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch misses high and outside to Varsho. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 in scoring position. Tonkin looks at third, delivers home. Check swing, appeal down to third. He went around on the pitch high and outside. Strike 3. The Blue Jays score 2 in the inning on 2 hits. They're up 3-1. After 5. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Yusei Kikuchi back on the mound for the 6th inning. 3-1, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees. 9-1-2 for New York. Jahmai Jones, Anthony Volpe, and Juan Soto. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Kikuchi with a long wait in the bullpen as the Blue Jays sent 7 batters up in a 2-run 5th. First pitch to Jones is a broken bat flare, shallow right field, and that will get down for a base hit. Tough break there for Kikuchi. Jones with a leadoff single to flip the lineup over.
I don't know if I've told you this before, but in Japan, if there's an extended inning, the starting pitcher will go out in front of the dugout and just start playing catch, literally in front of the dugout during the game.
Feels dangerous.
It's the strangest thing. I refuse to do it, but I bet Yusei was like, come on, just let me get out there.
Well, they got places inside if they want. Back in the tunnels to throw. Here's the pitch to Anthony Volpe. Squares to bunt and pushes it near first. Guerrero fields, and he's got no play. Volpe beat the second baseman Horwitz and the pitcher Kikuchi to the bag. That's a bunch single for Volpe. I think that was his intention all along. Up to second base is Jahmai Jones with nobody out.
Well, you say Kikuchi's has some work to do now. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and Juan Soto coming to the plate. That was a perfect bunt from Anthony Volpe.
Only the 3rd hit today off Kikuchi. A bunt and 2 broken bat hits are what the Yankees have. But they have runners on now for, like you said, the toughest part of the order. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Soto is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. A peek at second, and the left-on-left pitch. Bounce near third, picked by Jansen. Or it actually squirts out of the glove, but it stays in front of him, 1-0. Soto will adjust his batting gloves. New baseball for Yusei Kikuchi, who licks his fingers, wipes them on his pants, and steps back on the rubber. Jones leading off second, Volpe off first. Kikuchi sets at the belt. Staring at second, now the 1-0. Low, 2-0.
And now he's in a little bit of a hole here, falling behind 2-0 to Juan Soto. You don't want to walk him. You don't want to put the bases loaded for Aaron Judge.
Judge hit a grand slam just a couple days ago in the Subway Series against the Mets. Kikuchi's going to step off. the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, Soto's former team, the San Diego Padres, up 9-1 on the Boston Red Sox. Big inning for them in the fifth. 2-0 to Soto. Called a ball. It has been a tight zone. That one looked pretty good at the knees. It's 3-0.
But again, he missed his spot, and Danny Jansen had to come across the zone with that glove. I know that's a strike, don't get me wrong, but that maybe is why it wasn't called a strike.
3-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball deep right field, and the Yankees have taken the lead. A bat flip into outer space by Juan Soto. He hits a moonshot home run, and it's 4-3 New York.
Well, that's what happens when you fall behind to either Juan Soto or Aaron Judge. You have to come with something that is hittable, and Yusei Kikuchi throws that pitch over the middle of the plate. Juan Soto hits it 105 miles an hour off the facing of that third deck.
I don't know what went higher in the air, the home run or the bat flip after. Soto's 20th of the year. It's 4-3 New York. And you're not out of the woods now with Aaron Judge coming up. But first, John Schneider walking out to the mound. And this could be it for Kikuchi, who had given up only 1 hit and 1 run through 5 innings. He gives up 3 hits, including a 3-run homer to start the 6th. And Schneider patting him on the back, takes the baseball. That's it for Kikuchi. Yankees have flipped this game with 1 big swing. New pitcher coming in for Toronto. Let's go to baseball control as Nate Pearson jogs in. Here's Shoali.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
A 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. A bloop single, a bunt single, and a mammoth home run by Juan Soto. It's 4-3 now for the Yankees over the Blue Jays. Nate Pearson is in to face Aaron Judge. Nobody out, bases empty, right on right, the pitch. Breaking ball hits the bottom of the zone, strike 1.
And now because the Blue Jays are down by 1, you have to go back to the bottom half of the 5th inning and look at that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. play, trying to get home on that ball that barely got away from Trevino.
0-1. A little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Guerrero attempted to go on a wild pitch and was tagged out by Trevino himself, who got the ball and recovered to the plate rather than flipping to the pitcher. Then Dalton Varsho would strike out, and bases loaded, 1 out, turned into no more runs. 1-1. Swing and a deep fly ball left field. Going back, Barger turns. He'll play it off the fence. Judge around first. He's going to have to settle for a wall ball single. But more loud contact from the Yankees. Judge is aboard with nobody out.
Nice play from Madison Barger. We talked earlier about him taking some fly balls off the fence during batting practice. He does a good job keeping Aaron Judge right there to a single.
Be one of the deepest singles of the season as Judge hit that off the top of the bullpen fencing, the highest part of the wall out in left field. 4-3 Yankees. Runner on first. Nobody out. Here's J.D. Davis. Nate Pearson's first pitch is inside. 1-0. 33rd appearance of the season for Pearson, a 4.5 ERA. He struck out 38 and walked 12 in 30 innings. Swinging a fly ball left center. That will split Varsho and Barger and bounce onto the track. Judge around second, going to third. He's getting away from Luis Rojas, and the relay to the plate is cut off by Guerrero. That's an RBI double for J.D. Davis. It's 5-3 Yankees.
Well, now you really have to start making good pitches. You don't want to fall behind by 3 here. There's nobody out. A guy on second base. You have to start making pitches like it's a tie ball game right here.
Yankees had 1 hit in 5 innings. They have 5 hits in this 1 inning alone. Now Davis leading off second. The pitch to Gleyber Torres. Backs out of the way of a high slider, 1-0.
J.D. Davis standing at second base cannot score.
Torres 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a flyout. 2 peaks at Davis, the 1-0. Torres backs out of the way of another high slider, 2-0. For Yusei Kikuchi, it looked really good right until the end. He goes 5+ innings today, 4 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, 3 of them coming on the Soto homer this inning. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. 2-0. Swinging a fly ball deep left, and that one's gone. A huge homer for Gleyber Torres into the Blue Jay pen, and the Yankees have exploded for 6 runs this inning. It's 7-3 New York.
Well, Nate Pearson fell behind 2-0, and he had to come back with something over the middle. And Gleyber Torres was ready for it. That was just a 96-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and Gleyber Torres drilled it into the bullpen in left field. That's got to feel good for him.
A guy who had taken a couple days out of the lineup due to a mental reset. It's his 8th home run of the season, RBIs 30 and 31. And after 3 allowed by Kikuchi in this inning, Pearson has allowed 3 of his own. And let's go Yankees can be heard here at Rogers Center. Still nobody out. Here's Alex Verdugo, right on left pitch. Called strike 1, slider down the middle.
Well, if you take a look back at these home runs this inning, he fell behind, Yusei Kikuchi fell behind Juan Soto, homer, and then Nate Pearson falls behind Gleyber Torres, homer.
The 0-1. Swinging a fly ball to left. This one playable for Barger, moves to left center and makes the catch. There's the first Blue Jays out of the inning. Yeah, it was a 3-0 count when Soto homered, a 2-0 count when Torres homered.
Blue Jays just gave up 6 runs before getting an out.
They did?
That is hard to do. That's all I'm saying.
They scored 5 yesterday before an out in the first inning, but the Yankees one-upping that here in the 6th inning of Game 2. DJ LeMahieu waves and misses at a first pitch slider by Pearson, 0-1. That's now 5 earned runs given up by Pearson in his last 2 outings. 0-1 to LeMahieu. Check swing on a pitch down and away. Appeal to first. No swing, says the crew chief, TJ Rayburn.
Nate Pearson's ERA has gone from 4.5 to 5.34. He won't be happy about that.
Yeah, this is Cabrera getting loose, the 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. Pearson from the stretch, the pitch. Swinging a chopper toward the third base dugout foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. LeMahieu 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging on a fastball in the third, and a deep fly out to right center field in the fifth. The kick and the pitch. LeMahieu leans back out of the way of a high slider, full count. LeMahieu asks for time, moves up in the box, and then back out to the left. The Yankees have some bullpen questions of their own, but they've built a nice lead for themselves here with 6 runs in the 6th inning. It's 7-3 Yankees. The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Jose Trevino about to hit.
Yeah, Nate Pearson just doesn't have command of that breaking ball today. We've seen it so good recently, but tonight it's just more of a spinner, doesn't really have command of it. A lot of the spinners have been above the strike zone, and then you have to come back with that heater, and we saw what they did to that.
First pitch to Trevino, chopped to third on one bounce, picked by IKF. Throws to second one, over to first, inning-ending double play. 6 runs by the Yankees, 2 big homers, one from Soto, one from Gleyber Torres, and they take the lead with authority. 7-3 for the Bronx Bombers, middle of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Give them the spotlight they deserve. With every step, every graceful glide on the ice, every triumphant strike in pickleball, it all starts with your feet. Because it's not just about where your feet take you, but how you get there. And Kintec is here for you every step of the way with footwear, orthotics, and bracing. Find out more at kintec.net.
Kintec footwear and orthotics. This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Kikuchi has struck out 4 of the last 6.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's 7-3 for the Yankees over the Blue Jays. Danny Jansen leading off against 6'7" righty Michael Tonkin. First pitch strike, 0-1. The Yankees, with a 6 spot in the top of the 6th, sent all 9 batters up to the plate. Hit 2 big home runs, 0-1. Swinging a fly ball deep center. Judge going back, jogging at the track, and he makes the catch just in front of the wall. 1 out.
Aaron Judge is almost as tall as that fence out there.
Yeah, he does not need to jump to rob home runs.
I mean, I know that fence is pretty low out there, but it's still pretty impressive to see.
So 1 down, and here comes Addison Barger, 0 for 2. Right on left, the pitch. Called strike 1. Barger hitting 170. Came out of the gates being called back up on the 15th. Really hot. Went 6 for 14 in his first 4 games. He takes the next pitch. Called a ball. Looked pretty good. 1-1. Since that 6 for 14 start, he's 1 for his last 15. Has ran into a little bad luck, but hasn't squared it up as much either. 1-1 outside, 2-1. They play him fairly straight up to the pole in the infield. 2-1 pitch off the end of the bat, popped up. Third base side, foul. Racing over LeMahieu and Trevino. It's LeMahieu's call and catch with 2 hands, and there are 2 outs.
Well, I think the thing for me when I'm looking at Addison Barger up at the plate is, and this is strictly from a pitcher's point of view, he doesn't really have an approach. He swings wildly almost every swing. So when I see that as a pitcher, I mean, it's pretty easy, hard in, soft away. It's not that difficult to come up with a game plan for Addison Barger. And I knew Marcus Stroman before this game. He was probably licking his chops at looking at some of the game tape of Addison Barger.
First pitch outside to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with 2 down. Now the next one is driven deep left field. Going back Verdugo, twisting and turning at the track. That ball is gone. A solo home run for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and the Blue Jays try to start the comeback. It's now 7-4.
And he stays hot. 2 for 3 in this ball game. He made contact with that ball, took a couple steps. Stays hot. 2 for 3 in this ball game. He made contact with that ball, took a couple steps, and then started his trot around the bases. But he is just swinging the bat so well right now. Knew that ball was gone right off the bat.
7th home run of the season for IKF. That flips it over to the top of the order. Bo Bichette's 1 for 2 with a walk. 2 runs scored. He takes strike 1. Blue Jays back within 3. The 0-1. Swinging a bouncing ball. Backhanded by LeMahieu. Falling away, the throw to first is on the money. Nice play, DJ LeMahieu, to end the 6th. Blue Jays scratch 1 back with an IKF solo home run. It's 7-4 Yankees going to the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at
Network.
left-hander Yenisys Cabrera on for the Blue Jays. 7th inning in Toronto. Game 2 of this series. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Cabrera making his 33rd appearance of the year, a 4.40 earned run average. He faces 9-1-2 for the Yankees, starting with Jahmai Jones. Same batter that led off last inning for New York as they sent 9 up to the plate and scored 6 runs. Blue Jays did get one back in the bottom half of the inning off an IKF solo home run. And now Cabrera trying to keep it there. Left on right, the pitch. Curveball for strike one. Hard fastball, slider, curve, and changeup for the lefty reliever. He kicks and delivers. A little bit low there with the change. 1-1. Right blue glove for Cabrera. Here's his 1-1. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on Jones there with his second straight changeup. Jones went around. It's 1-2.
That's a nice changeup right there. That'll be a big addition to his arsenal if he can really start to command that.
He's going to use it against right-handed hitters, most like Jones, who asks for time. Cabrera just waiting on the rubber for Jones to step back in. DH now in the box. Cabrera tucks the ball into his glove. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 97 above the zone. There's one out.
A couple of good changeups and that hard fastball. That is a good at-bat right there for Cabrera. That's kind of how we expected him to look this season, although he's been a little bit up and down.
He's rounded into form more as the season has gone on. Had an ERA above 6 in April, but now is approaching 4 even here in late June. His pitch to the top of the order, Anthony Volpe up. Just low. Through another change, 1-0. He's gotten some bigger opportunities as the year has gone on, too. Blue Jays have searched for consistency from their lefty relievers. 1-0. Swing and a foul off the end of the bat, 1-1.
Well, I think partly because Tim Meza has been struggling so mightily this season. They've needed that lefty in the bullpen, and Cabrera is really the only guy. I guess Trevor Richards, you could say, is kind of that lefty, but he's not a lefty. He's a righty, obviously.
And then the recent call-up of Brendan Little as well. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Put the slider past him. It's 1-2. Volpe with a bunt single in the 6th really set the table for the Yankees. Juan Soto on deck hit the 3-run homer to give New York the lead. 1-2. Hit on a hop to short. Grabbed by Bichette. Overhand throw is high to first. Guerrero leaps and tags him behind the back for the out. Glad had to jump up and reach behind him to get Volpe on the back with the tag. Yankees are peeking at it, but it looks like they're not going to do anything further. So it's a nice play from Vlad at first on the high throw, and there are 2 down.
Well, even though the Yankees were peeking, it seemed like Anthony Volpe knew that Vlad tagged him on the back. He was walking off the field even before the Yankees made that decision.
You could tell he tagged him, pretty much knocked the helmet off of Volpe.
Volpe knew.
2 outs, nobody on. Left on left, the matchup with Juan Soto. First pitch. Runs inside. Soto backs out of the box. 1-0. Juan Soto has a 3-run homer. It's given the Yankees the lead today. Also a walk. 2 runs scored. 1-0. Inside, he jackknifes out of the way of the fastball and backpedals to the edge of the dirt circle. It's 2-0. There's a reason Soto was second among All-American League players in All-Star votes, only behind Aaron Judge, who's automatically qualified for the game. 2-0. Swing and a bouncer to second. Guerrero cuts off Horwitz. Fields flips back to Cabrera, steps on the bag, and ends the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Genesis. Cabrera keeps it at 7-4 Yankees. We're going to the 7th inning stretch in Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the government of Alberta.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Fastball cracked to center field, to the wall, to the track. It's gone.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not run total to win this game, trailing 7-4 as we start the bottom in the 7th.
They'll have to do it against a reliever that's only given up 26 hits in 44 2/3 innings.
Weaver has shot up in terms of leverage in their pen as the year has gone on. Righty winds, and the pitch. Spencer Horwitz takes called strike one. Luke Weaver features a mid-90s fastball, a low 90s cutter, a changeup, and a very seldom used curveball. As 0-1. Up and in. Horwitz spins out of the way. That one was near his head, and he's already been hit by a pitch today, hitting the foot in the fifth as a single and a flyout. A breath from Weaver. The righty steps to the side, kicks, and the pitch. Swing and a looping foul ball into the stands, third base side, 2-2. Or 1-2, pardon me. Weaver, a Cardinals first rounder in 2014 out of Florida State, first pitched in the majors with St. Louis in 2016. Was part of that big Paul Goldschmidt deal sent to Arizona when Goldschmidt went the underway and had some injury problems soon after. 1-2. Bounce to the plate.
Luke Weaver actually made 25 starts last year.
Yeah, started last year with the Reds, released mid-season, signed with the Mariners, and then claimed off waivers by the Yankees in September. 2-2. Found back into the netting.
And he has absolutely found a home with the Yankees. A 2.62 ERA, 29 ball games, 0 starts. So he is a reliever now, that's for sure.
His 2-2 again. Swing and a miss, strike three. Sharp breaking ball there. It was the cutter, I believe, or actually a 90-mile-per-hour changeup, pardon me, by Luke Weaver to strike out Horwitz. One down.
Yeah, it's a changeup that is very hard, but it has just enough depth to it, kind of like a split finger. He throws that fastball 95, 96, and then mixes in that good changeup that has tons of depth to it. Spencer Horwitz swings over it.
So now it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with one out and the base is empty. Weaver's pitch. Outside with a heater at 97. 0-1. When the Blue Jays were playing the Yankees in April, Weaver was more of a long guy because of his starting experience. 1-0. Called strike. 1-1. But they've had some injuries and a lot of turnover in their pen recently, and he has been a constant. Blue Jays did rough him up both times they saw him earlier this year. 1-1. Outside. You go to the 6th of April in the Bronx. The Blue Jays scored 3 runs in 2 innings against Weaver. And then they scored 2 runs in an inning and a third here in Toronto against him on the 16th. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Judge going back at the track. That ball is gone. Another Blue Jays home run, the 12th of the year for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And the Blue Jays are down by 2. It's 7-5.
Well, Vlad absolutely smoked that ball to right center over the wall there in right center. He got a fastball up and out over the plate, and he didn't try to do too much with it, just went with it and absolutely smoked it.
A 407-foot blast for Guerrero. He's got homers in 4 of the last 5 and 5 of the last 7. And he's wearing that comfortable home run jacket again, as the Blue Jays are suddenly a bloop and a blast away in the bottom of the 7th. With 1 out, the pitch to Justin Turner. Outside, ball 1.
When Vlad hit that ball, he didn't leave the batter's box for about 3 or 4 seconds, waited until that ball actually hit the crowd out in right field.
1-0. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
I'm wondering if that's in response to Juan Soto flipping the bat.
It's possible. He knew he got it for sure. Tossed his bat back toward the third base dugout. 2 balls, no strikes, the pitch. Fouled off by Turner. Out in front there on that cutter.
Well, whatever the reason, I love it. Keep doing that. Whatever works.
Seems like everything is working for Guerrero right now. He's got 2 RBIs in this game, including a homer. Turner hasn't been retired yet, a hit and 2 walks. 2-1 pitch. Fouled back into the netting. Middle fastball at 96. Just missed it. And the Blue Jays have an interesting development in the on-deck circle. Davis Schneider is there. Remember, George Springer was hit by a pitch in the hand, or kind of hand-wrist area, earlier in this game. He stayed in defensively since, but looks like he will not take his next at-bat. 2-2 to Turner, fouled back. Again, it's still 2-2.
And I don't think that's surprising. We saw the slow-motion replay right off the bone on that wrist, or the juicy part of that wrist there, and either way, it's not comfortable to get hit there.
So Schneider swinging on deck. Turner at the plate. Bases empty. 7-5 Yankees. 1 out, bottom 7. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 3.
Also, have you noticed the new facial hair of Davis Schneider?
Thick goatee.
So now we know why he was growing out the beard, to get the goatee going.
Yeah.
I'll ask you whether you're a fan or not later when he comes up to the plate.
I'm a fan. We can cut to the chase. I'm a fan. 3-2. Swing and a line drive headed to the left field corner. That ball is down, 1 hopping into the wall. Turner tearing around first. His former teammate Verdugo tosses it back in, but a slide into second by a clapping Turner. He's got a 1-out double.
That actually wasn't a bad pitch. Right there was a changeup down, almost out of the strike zone, but Justin Turner goes down and gulfs it down the line in left field. He ends up with a double. It's a big run standing out on second base.
And the tying run comes to the plate. Here's Davis Schneider pinch hitting in the spot of George Springer. No word yet from the Blue Jays on Springer. We'll let you know if we get that. But for now, a runner on second, 7-5 Yankees, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Weaver from the stretch, the pitch. Gets a called strike on a night when the zone's been tight all day. A full ball off the plate is called strike 1.
Not a great call right there, especially first pitch of the at-bat.
Weaver's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Schneider waves through a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. It's 0-2. 220 is the batting average of Davis Schneider this year. 10 homers, 35 RBIs. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beat him with another 95-mile-per-hour fastball, and Schneider is the second out of the inning.
Well, he just got beat with 2 fastballs right there. I don't know if he was expecting something off speed or not, but those were 2 hittable fastballs, and Davis Schneider just was blown out right there.
So the Blue Jays turn to Dalton Varsho now, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Turner on second, 7-5 Yankees, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1. Varsho trying to snap an 0 for 18 that stretches back to before he was hurt for a couple days in Cleveland. Never hit the injured list. Right on left, here's the 0-1 from Luke Weaver. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. These 2 teammates in Arizona, 2022 and 2021. Also in the 2020 season. Varsho swings and misses. It's now 1-2. Left-handed hitter takes a moment and looks at the dark barrel of his bat and steps back in. He's the tying run at the plate, Dalton Varsho. Justin Turner's on second. The 1-2. Just tipped foul. Barely got a piece of it, and it clipped off Trevino. Skimmed it so slightly that as that ball bounced up the first baseline, Luke Weaver, the pitcher, ran after it, thinking that it was a drop third strike, maybe a wild pitch. Varsho hit that ball after it bounced. Looking at the slow motion replay, it hit the ground, and then he hit it. Blue Jays center fielder brings the bat above his left shoulder, looking at Weaver. The righty's 1-2. Up and in. Varsho leans back out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And again, Trevino really trying to frame that pitch, bringing it from out of the strike zone, almost to the middle of the strike zone. That was too much for me. I'm sorry, Trevino, but that was too much.
And that one probably hits Varsho if he doesn't move. Chest high set for Weaver. 2-2 to Varsho. Swing and a flare to right. Going back now, coming in is Soto. Shortstop Volpe out there in right center, slides to make the play and end the inning. The Blue Jays inch closer with a Guerrero solo home run. They leave Turner on second, though, after a 1-out double. It's
not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
It's Ernie Clement with the RBI single. 1-0 Toronto.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Trevor Richards on on the mound for the Blue Jays. Top of the 8th inning in a tight one. 7-5, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees. Richards takes over here with the middle of the order coming up for New York. It's Aaron Judge, J.D. Davis, and Gleyber Torres. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Davis Schneider remains in the game after pinch hitting for George Springer. Schneider in left field, Addison Barger pushed into Springer's right. First pitch to Aaron Judge, high, ball one. Richards, amid an impressive season, 35th appearance of the year, 2.63 ERA, gets Judge to ground a ball to third. It's off the glove of the third baseman, IKF, and Judge is safe at first. Wasn't hit very hard, although it was hit right down the line. It looked like across his body, IKF tried to forehand that almost on the backhand side and it hit the heel.
Yeah, it looked like it just handcuffed him. Wasn't sure whether to backhand it or play it out in front of him. That's just a miscue right there from IKF.
It'll go down as an error on the third baseman. First pitch to J.D. Davis, popped up back of first, foul. Playable for Guerrero near the first base coach's box. Makes a two-handed catch. Good bounce back by Richards. One out.
I think actually after that play happened, IKF was looking at the dugout telling everybody that the ball was snaking. So that ball was going back and forth, and he wasn't really sure which way to go.
It is late in the game. The dirt is kind of patchy, different colors as it's dried out a little bit at Rogers Center. Quick out, though, after the error. Runner on first. Here's Gleyber Torres. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Maybe didn't seem as important at the time, although it obviously was important, but the two-run homer now by Torres, the difference in this game, it made it 7-3 Yankees at the time. It's now 7-5, top of the 8th. Torres will ask for time after a long look by Richards. This is the 5th time the Yankees have seen Trevor Richards this year. 3 out of the last 4, he did not give up a run. He did allow 2 runs to the Yankees on the 16th of April. He bounces the next pitch to Torres. It's 2-0. Fastball changeup for Richards. Throws over 60% changeups, more than anyone in Major League Baseball. His 2-0. Fastball upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Aaron Judge on first, 1 out. 7-5 Yankees on the back of their 6-run 6th inning. 3-0. Swinging a foul ball, hit deep into the seats down the right field line. 3-1.
This is a good time for Trevor Richards to throw one of those changeups right down the middle, make it look like a very hittable fastball, and then get an easy ground ball, maybe a double play.
Spencer Horwitz, the second baseman, playing up the middle. Bichette shaded toward third. Judge bouncing around at first. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a hot shot into right center field, a base hit. Judge around second. He'll stop there as Barger picks it up and lasers it back into second base. It's a single, though, for Torres. He's got 2 hits today after being 2 for his last 29 coming into this one.
Yeah, and that was a good swing. The home run was a good swing, but both of those at-bats, the pitchers fell behind 2-0, and I think that's the most important thing. You can get Gleyber Torres. If you throw strike 1 and then you expand, he'll strike out. He's shown that over the course of his career, but if you fall behind 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, that's when he does damage.
So now Richards tries to work through traffic. The Blue Jays have hit solo homers in each of the last 2 innings, gotten themselves back within striking distance. They really want to keep it at 7-5. First and second, 1 out, top of the 8th. The pitch to Alex Verdugo is lined to right field, a base hit, bouncing toward the wall. Judge getting the wave around third. He'll jog home. They're giving the wave to Torres as well. Relay throw to the plate, bounces in, and he's safe. The ball was there before, but he gets under the tag. It's a 2-run double for Alex Verdugo and a 9-5 Yankee lead.
That was just a miscue from Danny Jansen. I'm pretty sure that he was safe. The crowd doesn't like it, and I don't think the Blue Jays like it, but it looked like he was safe at home plate.
Toronto is challenging the safe call at home.
So you hear it there. The Blue Jays are challenging. DJ Rayburn, the first base ump, came in to talk with Clint Vondrak, who's left his mic on, but just turned it off. Lonnie bounced it. Jansen picked it. And he was on the first base side of the plate. Lunged back to the third base side, and it's pretty close.
I think he's safe. I don't think they're overturning this call.
We're getting an overhead look now. He didn't get him on the foot. He missed the foot. He got him on the thigh. Regardless, it's an 8-5 game. If the call stands or is confirmed, it would be 9-5, 1 out and a runner on second. If they overturn it, it's 8-5, 2 outs and a runner on second.
You could actually see IKF in that shot clapping. Didn't realize that he was going to be called safe.
They've showed the replay a couple times, and there hasn't been a big roar from Blue Jays fans. Take that as you will. Call on the field is safe, and they're going to need indisputable video evidence to overturn it.
The throw beat him by a lot. He should have been out, no questions asked.
And there is, the rule about blocking the plate, where Danny Jansen had to make sure he was set up not in front of the plate, but once you get the ball, you are actually allowed to then get yourself pretty much in front of the plate entirely, and it did appear like he kind of waited there for Torres to get to him rather than going at Torres, who maybe was just getting into his slide as Jansen had fully received the ball. Here's the call.
Review. On the field is overturned. Runner is out.
They know.
Toronto retains it.
We didn't see that one coming, but they overturned it. Perhaps they had an angle that we did not. So that ends up being a pretty fruitful challenge for the Blue Jays, and Jansen did get the tag there in time. According to the video replay, it's still a 1-run double for Alex Verdugo. But instead of 9-5 Yankees, it's 8-5 Yankees with now 2 outs in the top of the 8th.
That's actually a huge call. 4 runs is almost insurmountable, but 3 runs, that's doable.
Trevor Richards looking at second now, and the pitch to DJ LeMahieu, high and outside, 1-0.
I'll tell you one guy that loves that call, Trevor Richards.
Well, that run that came in is not going to be earned against him either because Aaron Judge reached on an error. So in theory, this inning should be over, and Judge should have never been on base. 1-0 to LeMahieu. No, it's going to be a step off from Richards. Verdugo on second after the RBI double. 8-5 Yankees. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Richards staring at second. Delivers home. LeMahieu fouls it back. A changeup that was center cut, but sent back into the netting.
Trevor Richards is very quietly having a great year. His ERA is now 2.59.
He's played a handful of roles for the Blue Jays. He started some games. He's pitched in long relief, higher leverage, 1-1. Fastball called low. Wasn't low according to the strike box, but called low, 2-1. Swing and a smoked liner foul into the second deck, deep down the left field line. 2-2.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu was all over that changeup from Trevor Richards. That's really the only thing he could do with that, though. Way out in front.
He was leaning almost all the way forward as he hit that ball. LeMahieu still searching for his first extra base hit of the season in his 24th game. 2-2. Swinging a foul ball off to the right. This time the fastball well located at the top of the zone, right on the outer edge. Tim Meza up in the Blue Jays pen. He's pretty warm at this point. Tommy Kahnle, same situation for the Yankees. 2-2. Bounce to the plate, off the chest of Jansen, skips off to the right. Verdugo up to third. Jansen picks it up halfway up the first baseline as it ricocheted off the backstop and almost went through the legs of the on-deck hitter, Jose Trevino. That'll be a wild pitch on Trevor Richards, and Verdugo's 90 feet away from scoring.
That actually hit off the elbow of Danny Jansen. That's why it ricocheted so hard over to the Yankees dugout.
So now runner on third, 2 down, 3-2 pitch is drilled to left field. Going back toward the bullpen. That one's off the base of the wall. Verdugo scores. LeMahieu going for second. Throw comes in late. It's the first extra base hit of the season for DJ LeMahieu. An RBI double, and now it's 9-5 Yankees.
Well, that was just a very hittable changeup that started right down the middle, kind of faded inner third, right in the bat path of DJ LeMahieu, and he drilled it down the line off the wall in left field.
It was going to come at some point for LeMahieu. He hits a big double. Now Jose Trevino fouls back the first pitch, 0-1.
I mean, there's no way he hits 178 for the rest of the season.
And doesn't have an extra base hit. He's won the batting title in both leagues. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. Former Silver Slugger.
He is turning 36, though. I can't emphasize that enough. You aren't there yet. When you get out of bed and you're 36 years old, things change.
That's why I'm not saying that. 0-2. Ground ball hit foul down the left field line. LeMahieu had started to go to third. He saunters back over to second base. Spencer Horwitz, the second baseman for the Blue Jays, playing just behind the bag. Yankees have reestablished their 4-run lead. It's 9-5 New York. 2 outs, runner on second, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Jose Trevino. Bounce the changeup, 1-2. It hasn't been Richards' best inning, but none of these runs will go earned against Richards because of the error made on the Judge ground ball to start the inning. Next pitch to Trevino hit foul. So it's still 1-2. Do you think it could impact a pitcher? You know, you're battling against one of the best in baseball, and Judge, you get a ground ball to third, and instead of getting him out, you're now dealing with a runner on to start this inning?
Well, anytime there's runners on base, you're pitching a little bit differently.
Next pitch is lifted by Trevino, right center field. Barger making the call for it. The rookie makes a two-handed catch and ends the inning. 2 runs for the Yankees on 3 hits. RBI doubles by Verdugo and LeMahieu make it 9-5 New York.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is David Schneider. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball. on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home half of the 8th inning. Blue Jays taking on the Yankees, second of a 4-game series, and the Yankees have reestablished their 4-run lead. 2 RBI doubles in the 8th have made it 9-5 New York at Rogers Center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. A pitching change, Tommy Kahnle in for New York, and a defensive substitution. J.D. Davis is out of the game. DJ LeMahieu goes from third to first, and Oswaldo Cabrera takes over in the hot corner. 7-8-9 for the Blue Jays, starting with Danny Jansen. The righty Kahnle sets below his belt, kicks, and fires. First pitch fastball misses outside, 1-0. For Kahnle, his 15th appearance of the season. He's pitched 11 and a third innings this year. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. You had the most changeup heavy guy in baseball in Trevor Richards pitching last. Well, this is just about as close as you're going to get to Richards. Kahnle's going to throw his changeup a ton. 1-1. Swing and a chopper foul, 1-2.
Well, I think the major difference between the two is Kahnle has that bowling ball type fastball that really separates them.
And Kahnle's is more of a power change, where Richards is going to throw it way slower than his fastball. Kahnle's changeup is actually in the mid to high 80s. 1-2. Down and away with the changeup at 90. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and that fastball is generally 96, 95. When he's feeling good, you'll see him touch 97, but that changeup is something else for sure.
Kicks and delivers. Jansen takes a heater away at 96. Full count. Blue Jays have scored off of every Yankees pitcher they've seen in this game. 3 off Stroman, 1 off Tonkin, 1 off Weaver. Kahnle's 3-2. Fouled back by Jansen. Bottom middle fastball. Danny spoils it to the right. Toronto has scored 5+ runs for the 5th time in a row. Longest streak of the year. 3-2. Swinging a chopper between the legs of Jansen, rolling back toward the third base dugout. Another 3-2 to Jansen. Swinging a chopper, third base line, fair ball past the dive of Cabrera, off the retaining wall and left. Jansen around first, stumbles, and decides to go back to first base. That might have been him putting on the brakes anyway. Would have been a close play with the Blue Jays down 4. Decides not to take a risk.
Yeah, that was a smart play right there from Danny Jansen. You don't really want to take a risk, especially down 4 this late in a ball game. You could see his face is kind of frustrated there, but that's a good play right there from Danny Jansen. A good choice.
He's on first. Here's Addison Barger. Right on left the pitch. Foul tipped. 0-1. Tommy Kahnle from Latham, New York, near Albany. Originally a Yankee draft pick in 2010, but didn't debut with the Yankees because he was a Rule 5 pick of the Rockies in the early 2010s. 0-1. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Ended up back with the Yankees after pitching for the Rockies and then the White Sox. Traded at the 2017 deadline to the Yankees with Todd Frazier and David Robertson. Left for the Dodgers and now is back for his second stint with the team, third in the organization. His 0-2. Fastball, called strike 3. That was actually the change at 89. Looked a little off the plate away, but Barger is set down for the first out.
Yeah, that wasn't a strike, but I could almost guarantee that Tommy Kahnle was just going to give him a steady diet of changeups, and he did right there. A couple of good changeups on the outside part of the plate. Addison Barger had no chance.
1 out. Here's Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, first pitch strike. IKF's having a big day. 2 hits and 2 runs scored, including his 6th inning solo home run, his 7th of the year. The 0-1. Swing and a bouncer to third, picked by Cabrera. Starts the turn to second for 1, over to first, inning-ending double play. Canley gives up a leadoff single, but ends up facing the minimum. It's 9-5 Yankees as we go to the 9th. You're listening to...
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Into center field. Varsho with a dive, and he makes the catch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
9th inning in downtown Toronto. The Blue Jays and the Yankees squaring off. It's 9-5 New York. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Thanks so much for sticking around on this Friday night. Tim Meza is into the game for the Blue Jays. Yankees will send 9-1-2 to the plate. Jahmai Jones, Anthony Volpe, and Juan Soto scheduled to hit. As Meza attempts to keep it at this 4-run deficit with the Blue Jays setting up the top of the order in the bottom of the 9th. Left-on-right matchup to start it for Meza against Jones, who's 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, 1-0. Been a tough go this season for Meza. 35th appearance of the year, 6.20 ERA. 1-0 pitch is hit off of his foot, bounces toward right field, a base hit. It has not been his best year, but some of the luck that Tim Meza has had over the last couple games is astonishing. There's a leadoff single.
Yeah, and I think that if that didn't hit Tim Meza, it would have gone right at Spencer Horwitz, who was playing right up the middle. It's really just how the season has gone for him, hasn't it?
I mean, you go back to his last outing, he saws off Rafael Devers for a hit and then gets a flare from Tyler O'Neill that bounces off the forearm of Kevin Kiermaier coming in to make a play. And now he starts this one with a ball off of his left foot, hit the outside of his left foot, and caroms where no one was in the infield. They checked on Meza for a moment, but he appears to be doing okay, and now he'll face the top of the order with a runner on first.
And that's the toughest part, right? You're facing the top of the order. You would have had that first out, that very important first out, and now you're facing Anthony Volpe with a runner on first and nobody out.
Jones leading off first, 9-5 Yankees. Nobody out, top of the 9th. Meza staring at the runner, pitches to Volpe. Pitch inside, 1-0. Volpe is 1 for 4 today, now has hits in 10 of 11 games. Bunted for a single in the 6th. 1-0. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Sounds surprising, but the Yankees have struggled to score in bunches as of late. Tonight, not one of those nights. They scored their most runs today in 2 weeks, over 2 weeks, as the 1-1 hits the zone to make it 1-2. Last time New York had 9 or more runs, they scored 11 at Kansas City on June 12th. Coincidentally, also the last time that they won a series. 1-2. Line drive center field, base hit for Volpe. It's a 2-hit night for the shortstop. Jones stops at second. First and second for the Yankees, nobody out.
Now you have Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. It doesn't get any easier.
Blue Jays have Bowden Francis loosening up in the bullpen should they need him. Did pitch yesterday in the 9th. Probably part of the reason you go to Mesa here is that the left-handed hitting Juan Soto would be due up.
Well, he does have a homer against a lefty today already. Although you say Kikuchi fell behind 3-0.
Similar spot, though, when it was first and second, nobody out. First pitch. Low ball 1. Jahmai Jones on second, Anthony Volpe on first. The infield is shifted to the pull side against the left-handed hitting Soto, who's now on 20 home runs after his 3-run shot in the 6th. 1-0. Sinker, called strike 1. IKF at third playing way off the line, but they might have to keep an eye on Jahmai Jones as well, who's getting very extended on his secondary lead.
Yeah, he was jumping around out there. I wonder if that's bugging Juan Soto.
Turn and throw back to second right on cue. Jones back in with a dive.
Especially with nobody out, a lefty up at the plate, there's probably a very low chance that he even attempts to steal a base here.
1-1. Low 2-1. But they did already get the attention, at least, of the Blue Jays in Mesa, and maybe that's the goal.
Yep.
Mesa behind Soto, 2-1 the pitch. Broken bat flare, center field. Varsho coming in. It's a base hit. Jones had to wait. He will stop at third. The bases are loaded. And again, Tim Mesa can't catch a break. That is weak contact. That breaks the bat on a pitch out of the zone against Juan Soto, and the bases are loaded for Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad pitch to Juan Soto. Obviously, we could hear his bat break on that pitch, but again, it's just some more bad luck for Tim Mesa. When it rains, it pours, I guess.
Francis continues to loosen up, and right now, out to the mound is the catcher, Danny Jansen, talking to Mesa about what they're going to do here with the bases loaded, nobody out, and Aaron Judge coming up to the plate.
You can see Pete Walker and John Schneider talking in that dugout, probably trying to figure out if they want to bring Bowden Francis in this situation, but tough situation for any pitcher. Righty, lefty, doesn't matter.
Judge is 3 for 5 against Mesa in his career with a home run. First pitch, low, ball 1. If you go back to September 28th, 2022, Aaron Judge hit his 61st home run of the season to tie the American League record off of Tim Mesa. 1-0. Called strike. That was in this ballpark. Would go on to break the record on October 4th in Texas. Judge on a similar pace to his 62 homer season this year. He's got 30 home runs already. 1-1. Starts the swing, pulls his hands back. If you look at the strike box, it's a strike. But if you ask Clint Vondrak, it's ball 2, 2-1.
You don't seem to be very happy with his balls and strikes tonight.
It seems suspiciously tight until it isn't. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. It's been a really tight zone with a couple key misses outside. It has nothing to do with the result of the game, really.
Well, I think that's a key miss right there.
It's true.
Especially with the guy in the box.
And there were some close misses on the Soto walk that set up the first Yankee run as well. 2-2. Swing and a liner, left center field. That's a base hit. In to score, Jones. Right behind him, Volpe. Up to third, Soto. A 2-run single for Judge. The Yankees lead 11-5.
And again, not really hit all that hard, but placed very well. Aaron Judge finds a hole out there in left center and a couple RBIs, and this game is almost getting out of hand now.
4 hits for the Yankees and 4 batters here in the 9th inning. They had Clay Holmes up, but they're going to start getting other guys loose in the Yankee pen out in right field. And meanwhile, Bowden Francis is all but ready in the left field bullpen. For now, though, Meza remains. And batting in the spot that was occupied by J.D. Davis is Oswaldo Cabrera, who came in defensively last inning. First pitch high and outside, 1-0.
Well, I would imagine this is Tim Meza's last batter.
Nobody out, first and third. 2 runs in here in the 9th, 11-5 Yankees. Corners in, and the 1-0 is high, 2-0. Middle infield plays a little bit further back for the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette and Spencer Horwitz behind the baselines by a step or 2. Guerrero's holding on Judge at first, and IKF is even with the bag at third. 2-0. Swing and a foul ball off the end of the bat. Down in the right field stands, 2-1.
Tim Meza's ERA is now 6.93.
Hard done by at times in this inning, but 4 straight hits for the Yankees. 2-1. Swing and a bouncer, fair ball down the left field line, a base hit. In to score, Soto. Judge turns around second. He's headed to third. He'll see a stop sign. Into second, Cabrera. It's an RBI double for Oswaldo Cabrera, and a dozen runs for the Yankees, 12-5.
And John Schneider's think about ready to get out of that dugout, and here he comes.
Schneider makes the march to the mound, and Bowden Francis will come into this game. Yankees have scored 3, still have 2 in scoring position, nobody out. Top of the 9th. Let's go back to baseball control. Here's today's host, Show Ali.
Thank you very much, Ben. And before we check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, don't forget we do have JAYS Talk this evening.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
To a 7-run advantage. It's 12-5 New York. And on for the Blue Jays is Bowden Francis. 12th game of the year, earned run average a hair above 5. He goes right on right with Gleyber Torres. First pitch breaking ball, misses up and in, 1-0. Five straight hits for the Yankees to start this inning. 12 runs on 15 hits today. Infield even with the baselines for the Blue Jays. Judge is on third. The 1-0 pitch fouled back, 1-1. On second base right now, Oswaldo Cabrera. So you got decent speed from both the base runners for New York. Francis 1-1. Inside almost hit Torres, who yanks his hands out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. Francis in the set at the belt. The 2-1. Swing and a fly ball. Hit weakly out to left field. Camped under it, Davis Schneider makes the catch. Judge tagging from third. Schneider's throw to the plate offline. Cabrera will advance from second to third. It's 13-5 on a sacrifice fly.
Pretty strong throw right there from Davis Schneider.
Threw it over the plate by a couple feet.
I mean, not on target, but pretty strong.
Schneider entered the game midway as well, having it come into the game cold as a pinch hitter in the 7th. But now 4 runs in the frame for the Yankees, and still a runner on third, 1 out. Here's Alex Verdugo. Francis pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1, tied him up with a fastball up and in.
And that run on third base is still Tim Mesa's run. Oswaldo Cabrera.
I mentioned earlier that the Yankees had scored their most since June 12th, last time they won a series. Well, now that they've scored 13, you got to go back way further. And the 1-1 pitch is hit on a line to right field, a base hit for Verdugo. In to score Cabrera. It's 14-5 for the Yankees. 5 runs in the inning, and there's still 1 out.
And every single one of those runs was charged to Tim Mesa. No innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 earned runs.
His line is now complete as the base runner belongs to Bowden Francis on first. With 14 runs, the Yankees have scored their 3rd highest total of the year. You have to go back to April 27th and 28th when they scored 15 on back-to-back days against the Brewers. First pitch to DJ LeMahieu is stroked out to deep right. Going back, Barger circles under it, makes the catch, 2 down. Here's Jose Trevino, 2 outs and a runner on first. He's the 9th batter this inning for the Yankees. Francis pitch. Swing and a deep fly ball right center. Barger and Varsho both going back. It's over both of their heads, bouncing into the wall. Verdugo around third, he'll score. Trevino into second with an RBI double. Make it 15-5 Yankees. They've matched their highest run total of the season.
Just a good piece of hitting right there from Trevino. Took that pitch on the outside part of the plate and drilled it into right center. Hate to say it, but this Yankees lineup looks like they're heating up a bit.
For Trevino, in an odd anomaly, despite 8 homers, that's his first double of the season. Here's Jahmai Jones, who started this inning with a bouncing ball off the foot of Tim Mesa that went for a base hit. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0.
Gleyber Torres has 2 hits today. Alex Verdugo has 2 hits.
Had a lot of guys struggling that weren't Judge and Soto coming into this game, but everyone's got it going today. Next pitch inside, 2-0. Yankees with 17 hits on the day. The next run would establish a season high. And they have a runner on second with 2 outs. 2-0 to Jahmai Jones, high and outside, ball 3. 17 hits are 3rd most this year. The 2 days they scored 15 in Milwaukee, they had 18 and 19 hits. 3-0. Called strike as Jones was taken all the way.
It's also easy to forget that Yusei Kikuchi was absolutely dealing early on in this ballgame.
The Yankees have scored 14 runs from the 6th to the 9th. They scored 1 run in the first 5 innings. 3-1. Called strike 3 and 2. And it wasn't exactly, a run scored with a lot of thump. There was a borderline pitch for a walk, a broken bat rolling single, and then a good base running play by Judge to avoid a double play, backpedaling before Soto rounded third and scored. 3-2 is hit in the air, shallow center. Varsho started back, sprinting into right center. That's a base hit. Around third and in to score Trevino. It's 16-5 for the Yankees. And Aaron Boone might want to buy a lottery ticket today as that one flares into right center.
Well, that's the kind of luck it's been. Not for the whole game, but certainly this inning in particular, there's been a lot of soft contact.
Yeah, I mean, you don't score 16 runs on luck. No way I would say that. But you got to be lucky to be good as well. And it just seems like everything they touch finds open space.
Yeah, Jahmai Jones just got his 3rd hit of the ball game.
And to take nothing away from him, I mean, he hit the one hard off Mesa. The other 2 were not hit very hard at all. And now we're going to get a pitch clock violation on Bowden Francis as Anthony Volpe comes up. So it's 1-0. Volpe is the 11th batter of the 9th inning for the Yankees. They've scored 7 runs in this inning alone. 1-0. Swing and a miss. One pitch fouled back, 1-2. So this is now the most runs the Yankees have scored in a game this year. To do some digging to find the last time in general the Yankees scored 16.
The Yankees have scored 6 runs in the 6th inning and 7 in the 9th inning.
Next pitch is in the dirt, 2-2. Yeah, it's hard to believe that 6-run 6th was not the highest scoring inning of the day. You would have thought for sure. Two outs, runner on first, 16-5 Yankees. 2-2. Swing and a high pop-up, foul territory, first base side. Vladdy chasing it, but it's into the seats. Last time the Yankees scored 16 runs before today, you got to go to June 6th of 2022. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 16-0 that day. But they hit 6 homers in that game. They've only homered twice in this one. They have strung together a bunch of hits. 18 hits, to be exact. They're 1 hit off their season high. 2-2 again. And fouled off again.
A 3-run homer from Juan Soto and a 2-run homer from Gleyber Torres.
Both in the 6th. That was when the Yankees took the lead. Soto's home run put them in front 4-3 at the time. And they have been up since. Blue Jays might have left a little bit out there in terms of runs they could have scored, but hard to focus on that now with Toronto down 16-5. Francis is going to step off, reset the clock. And Francis slips off the mound on the 2-2. Lost the baseball. And no clear signal made there. I would have thought certainly that that's a balk.
Well, I don't know how it isn't a balk.
They're just calling it a ball. But he never really, I mean, the ball popped out of his hand. They're just going to call it a ball and make it 3-2. Still a runner on first with 2 down. The pitch is hit hard, deep center. Varsho going back, makes the catch. That's the inning. How about 7 runs for the Yankees in the top of the 9th? They're up 16-5. Bottom of the 9th next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Dodger Center, here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
So I'm expecting Ghost Pepper Carolina Reaper spicy in terms of Blue Jays talk coming up. Definitely stick around for that. Bottom of the ninth inning, Tim Hill, the lefty, is into the game for the Yankees as Clay Holmes was more than told to sit down as that inning went on. Yankees up 11 runs, top of the order for the Blue Jays. Just like the Blue Jays did up in the ninth inning yesterday, substitutions galore for the Yankees. We'll get to those in just a moment, but first, Bo Bichette leading off against the lefty Hill. First pitch, Bichette slams it deep left field. Going back Verdugo, and he's got it on the track. One out. Trent Grisham into the game for the Yankees in center field. Aaron Judge is out. And Ben Rice, who played first base yesterday, will replace Jose Trevino at catcher. They already used Oswaldo Cabrera, and they caught Austin Wells yesterday, so they don't bring him in. First pitch to Spencer Horwitz, misses inside, 1-0. Hill's pitch. Side-arming lefty hits the middle of the zone. Strike one. Blue Jays led this game 3-1 after 5 innings, but the Yankees exploded both in the 6th and the 9th. 13 combined runs in those 2 innings. 1-1 pitch upstairs, 2-1. Hill kicks and fires. Horwitz hits it on the ground, right at the shortstop position where the third baseman Cabrera is. He picks it up, throws to first, and the Blue Jays are down to their final out. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. When Vladdy homered in the 7th inning, the Blue Jays were down 7-5. Justin Turner doubled right after that, and it looked like Toronto might have a shot to pull off a big comeback, but those hopes have gone away as Guerrero bats now and takes strike one with Toronto down 16-5 in the 9th. Good day for Vlad. 2 RBIs, including a solo homer. Takes the next pitch down the middle. Strike 2.
He now has 12 homers.
Numbers starting to climb. 5 in the last 7 games, 4 of the last 5. Next pitch is smoked up the middle. A dive by Volpe. It's into center field. Appreciate the effort of the shortstop. Up 11 runs. Went full stretch up the middle. For Vlad, it's a 2-hit day.
It looked like he landed on his shoulder, too. I'm not sure the Yankees dugout is overly excited about that effort, but if I'm Tim Hill, I'm congratulating the effort for sure.
Yeah, maybe the sentiment better than actually going out there and doing it, but Impressive to see from the shortstop. Here's Justin Turner now. No hold on Guerrero at first. 2 outs. The pitch is line foul off to the right, 0-1. Turner checking his bat to see if he broke it. Awkward sound, but it looks like he's cool with the lumber. He'll hit again. Blue Jays picked up their 10th hit with that Guerrero single. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. This should do it. Volpe jogs towards second, underhand flip, and that's the ball game. The Yankees score 16 runs, 15 of them coming in the 6th inning or later, and they even up this series with a 16-5 win over the Blue Jays.
Well, I know it's hard to fathom.
Underhand flip, and that's the ball game. The Yankees score 16 runs, 15.
The score being 16-5, and Yusei Kikuchi having a great game, but early on in this ball game, he was good. I think it's one of those games where you just turn the page, you forget about today.
Not completing high school is more